Get ready. Everybody hit
We're
ready.
live. Go.
Okay.
What is going on, guys? It's Dat Wrasslin podcast here with the... Whoa! Okay, echo. My bad, guys. Okay, there's a little echo there. Anyways, we're here with the whole roster, of course, plus one other, KZ Master. KZ Master in the house. What's going on, man?
Yep.
What up,
Gosh,
boy?
why is my volume?
Alright, guys.
Of course.
We're gonna be kicking off with Raw, of course.
Monday
like
night.
we
Yeah,
always
of course
do.
we're going to be kicking off thing with Monday Night Raw.
Welcome to Stream Brown and Master Dash. How's it going? So, Raw. We have Kurt Angle coming out for that contract signing between Ronda Rousey
and Nia Jax. Yes.
Nia Jax. Yes, Ben. Thank you very much for the assist.
Sorry, like I'm doing this again today.
So yeah, that's gonna happen at Money in the Bank.
Yep.
And then we have Stephanie McMahon, you know, just interrupts this whole
Coming out.
thing, comes out and starts, you know, talking and whatnot. Yeah, does what she does. And then we have Roman Reigns coming out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ben, Roman Reigns. Tell me about that Roman Reigns, Ben.
Oh, Roman Reigns. Oh.
Yeah, that's his name. We got that established.
He's over here. Roman Reigns is over here, you know, talking about his conspiracies about Vince McMahon picking favorites over, you know, like picking Brock Lesnar over him and whatnot. And Stephanie's like, yeah, we don't do that shit, you know, because, you know, the authority was never like that, right, guys? Anyways, yeah, the big dog just talks about, you know, losing his Money in the Bank qualifier match until I believe it was Kevin Owens that comes out and interrupts.
Yes, it was Kevin Owens.
Roman Reigns. The fans over here going wild. Kevin Owens, I heard that. You know
definitely.
what I mean? Thank you. Anyways, I think Kevin wanted the fans to have everybody say thank you, Roman, and I guess that wasn't going to happen. Kevin Owens
Okay, why did
by himself saying
why
thank
did
you,
they
Roman?
Thank you, Roman, for 1 minute.
Huh? Because he was trying to kind of like be on Roman's side for a little bit until he got put on in a match later on during the.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it was actually like all because that Kevin Owens actually put his arm on Stephanie McMahon's shoulder, and then of course Stephanie McMahon, she said, you know what? Yeah, like I'm not picking favorites. So yeah, so like, she said, you know what? Let's give like the WWE universe like what they want to see. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, and then of course we get into that match. Yada.
Yes, yada. Ben again with the assist, just you know. Damn, Ben.
Just topping it off.
Amazing. Yeah. So yeah, that was that segment. Anyways, what you guys think about that segment? Good, bad, dumb, stupid, retarded? No one gives a fuck.
Okay, it was like a kind of okay segment. I'm gonna say that. It's just an okay segment.
Just okay?
Yeah, that's all it was. Just okay, because of stupid Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, I know. I love Roman Reigns.
I swear like every week that we always hear Roman Reigns bitching and moaning, whining, complaining about like, oh, how he's not gonna get the Universal Championship.
You don't like Roman Reigns?
Big freaking deal, Roman. God. He's a freaking subject. Sorry, I had to say it. Sorry.
Anybody else?
I think it was just another. We don't know what we're doing with Roman Reigns, so let's just write something real fast and have him on the show. He's just gonna wrestle somebody different every week with no real storyline behind it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as for people to wrestle, that was a fairly decent opponent.
Yeah, I agree. Mostly because I'm a fan of Kevin Owens, and I think he's a guy that can put on a show with anybody in the ring.
Oh.
They can make anything interesting.
Yeah, true.
He just has that persona, that personality to put on an entertaining match with anybody.
Mhm. Kevin Owens show, man. Kevin Owens show. Ben over here making.
But I think
What's going on,
it's leading.
man?
I think it's leading into. I think this, number 276 attempt to get Roman Reigns over the fans is gonna be another Roman versus the Authority type thing. I think that's what this was heading towards.
Seen this bloody before.
I don't think I saw
I
that.
already told you, man, that you know
just like when like
that heel
Roman
turn
Reigns
is
and, like,
happening. It's
rivalry,
coming.
Like with Bobby Lashley.
I don't know. I feel like this segment was leaning more towards the heel turn not coming.
Yeah.
Him standing up to Stephanie McMahon.
The connection's like so
made
bad
it seem more like.
But he's always been like that, though. He's always the whole thing about his whole storyline right now is how he thinks. There's a conspiracy. It kind of almost like a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn ordeal, and that's why I feel like Kevin Owens came out. Well, they put Kevin Owens out for this segment is because it's kind of similar in the form factor. Is how Roman Reigns always complaining about this fucking favorite over Brock Lesnar than Roman Reigns and whatnot. But have you realized all of these supposedly storylines of supposedly conspiracies that's been going around these storylines? Like, why is there so many conspiracies? There's storylines now.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know, but that's what I think.
What matches that?
Only time will tell.
You got anything, Sheep?
Sheepster?
Sheep dead.
No, I'm here. No, not really. Well, y'all pretty much covered everything. I think about
Y'all talking about Roman
pretty
Reigns?
much- Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have nothing on
We're all
there.
down with Buddy Roman Reigns. We're all freaking done with it. Don't worry.
Thanks for speaking for the group, Ben. Appreciate it.
No one wants to really talk about Nia Jackson.
Nope.
Ronda
I actually just think that like this match
I
with
think it's
Nia
gonna be a
Jax
good match.
and Ronda Rousey
You
like
think so?
it's probably gonna get a little interesting.
The only way this will be a good
to
match.
See how
But
McMahon
Stephanie might
plays into
interrupt it. She don't like Ronda Rousey.
The only way it's gonna be good is if Ronda Rousey turns heel. If Ronda Rousey doesn't turn heel, this match is gonna be shit. Complete shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
'Cause
bad.
They're not gonna put on a good match
Yeah.
unless Ronda turns heel. It's the only way. They can't. They're not gonna
basically
have a
two
good wrestling
faces
match.
right now.
And neither one of them are
Yeah, it's
very
because-
good wrestlers yet.
Yeah.
I say yet, meaning
Well, here's the
Ronda
thing,
eventually
it's-
will be.
It might be jumping the gun into rumor territory, which we usually do at the end. But there's a lot of rumors going around that Ronda Rousey was supposed to be in a singles match with Mickie James over there in the UK in that first match she was in, and that the officials made it a tag match instead because they deemed that she was not ready.
That's what I mean.
And if you're not ready, to go against Mickie James, who's a veteran who can sell to anybody, then you're definitely not ready to go up against Nia Jax, who's also kind of unproven. You know what I mean? Like she's just now a champion, and we're just now trying to buy into that. And you're gonna, no, this was way, way too soon. If anything, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't care how much money Ronda Rousey's worth. She should have started in NXT.
I agree.
Or, well, maybe not, because the fans there are probably.
Or she should have.
Probably wouldn't have bought her at all.
She should have trained longer before they brought her into the.
They rushed it. They rushed it. They wanted to get that WrestleMania pop.
Which they could have done in other ways. They didn't need her.
I don't care. That was not. I keep reading about it. They keep saying that she put on an amazing, WrestleMania was amazing and everything with her was amazing. I was like, I was not impressed by Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Same.
Well, me either.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Me too.
I agree. It's too soon. She shouldn't really have a title shot at this moment. It's too soon. She should have had more training. I don't know if about starting off at NXT. I don't know. I just think maybe they should have she should have trained more, or she should have worked in the back more before they actually gave her debut. You know what I mean?
Well, like Sheep said, it's about it's about the pop, and it's about the money and the views they're gonna get from putting her in a title match.
It's really about the pop and the money.
I mean, it's all been leading up to this.
They kind of pulled that story off too.
Exactly.
They kind of pulled that story off too with Kurt Angle mentioning that. So I guess it fits into the story a bit, since you know. So you know, it's kind.
But they wrote the entire story from day one, just so they can plug her into a pay-per-view title match. Remember, it all started with her saying, "I'm not asking for any handouts. I'm gonna earn it," and and now it's Nia challenging her. That's their way of handing the match over to Ronda without seeming like they're just handing it over to her.
Yeah.
It's because Nia chose me. Nia's I chose you. I want to wrestle you. It's just all set up.
True. Yeah.
And if Ronda doesn't turn heel and just beat the crap out of Nia, then the match is gonna suck. Sorry, it is. Well, you all know.
Really about that. There was really nothing that happened except for Stephanie.
Your opinion about the Ronda and Nia Jax thing. What's your opinion on it? What's your take?
It's all good. I mean, I think it would be a good match even if she wasn't a heel. Like,
why? What leads you to believe that it would be a good match?
Interesting.
Everything I've seen Ronda do so far,
she would get destroyed
bad.
by Nia, but other than that,
that's the problem. Is that they're not going to let Ronda Rousey get destroyed by Nia. That's her big ticket. She's going to win, and it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, because they're not going to have Nia. They're not going to have Ronda put over Nia because Ronda's their big money right now. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what happens, guys. Either nobody wins or Nia Jax wins because of disqualification because somebody interferes.
Yeah, by Stephanie. Stephanie's.
It doesn't have to be Stephanie. It could be Natty.
It's gonna.
It could be Natty.
It could be Natty.
It could be Alexa Bliss.
It could be Natty.
It could be Mickie James.
Natty.
Wait, don't mind Natalia.
It could also be Alexa Bliss or Mickie James trying to get at Nia Jax.
Hold on, guys. You're missing something here.
What?
It could also be whoever wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Could be a cash-in.
If that's first, yeah. I think he's trying to get the game fixed.
I believe both.
Look how that fixed the game.
I believe both both briefcase matches will be before all championship defense matches. Just so that they can do that, and even if they're not, it leaves the suspension for it.
Oh, you're gonna have to invite him again.
Alright. Well, we can move on now. Since we talked about that for a long time. Anyways, leading on from that, we have that match that Stephanie made at Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. And we kind of, Soul kind of said that basically any match where Kevin Owens is in, whoever he's facing, it will be an interesting, good match. I believe that because Kevin Owens has basically everything. He has the promo skills, he has the fighting skills. He's an all-around good wrestler, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Reigns of course defeated. He defeated by disqualification.
When was that match, in the middle of Raw or what?
No, that was right after the promo. Jinder Mahal interfered during the match, and he beat down Roman Reigns, which costed Reigns to win. Owens did join in on the beatdown and assault, and then Seth Rollins comes out and is Roman Reigns. So yeah, think about that match.
It was a good match. I mean, anything with Kevin Owens is usually pretty good most of the time.
Yeah.
And that was what in my opinion, was the saving factor in this. Was Kevin Owens, you know, made it a
Kevin
good
Owens
match.
always has a good match. He's a heel. He's pretty good.
Yeah, of course.
Good
Like,
endings.
yeah. Good about him.
I didn't like him with
Totally
10
good.
winning.
All I
That's
thought
the
about
thing.
that match was I was surprised that they gave the pinfall to Seth Rollins. I was sure that they were going to give the pinfall to Roman Reigns to kind of use Seth Rollins to try to get Roman Reigns over the fans, you know what I mean? I thought Roman would get the pin and then like Seth would hold his hand up and point at him and the crowd would have no choice but to cheer for Roman kind of thing, but that didn't happen. I mean, that would have made sense, right? If you're trying to get Roman over. But,
Yeah.
but you know, who am I?
But I think they tried that though. They tried it with the whole reunion with the Shield. Try to get Roman over that way. You know, that's the only reason why they did a reunion for the Shield, right? Is to see if they can get Roman back over. And then the Shield ended up kind of falling apart. And then when what's his name, Dean Ambrose got injured, it fell apart even more. And
He hasn't came back, has he?
Huh?
Has Dean Ambrose came back?
No, he hasn't.
Or no?
Of course not. He's still out.
Has somebody invited Ben back?
No, he's doing something.
Oh, he said he's back now. Okay. So yeah, we need to get Ben back.
Need Ben in the party. I got it.
Yeah, we'll see what Ben has to say about it once he gets back in here.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back. I'm back.
He knows he could just join, right? He doesn't need to be
Strowman and
invited.
Finn Balor.
He probably doesn't.
That was a good match.
What?
Braun Strowman and Finn Balor.
Oh, we'll get to that. We just go. We're going in order. We're going match after match. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. That's the main
We're on the best part of the night.
That was the main event.
One of the best part.
There's Ben.
Ben, you there?
Oh, we lost it because of that type.
Oh, we're gonna have a little bit of internet rage from Ben.
Ben is having a little issues here.
We have to finish this game, and then he has to invite us to a new game.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's that time.
All right, so let's just
let's just
continue.
Let's just move on, and hopefully we can end this game. Oh, let's just all quit. Actually, just everybody quit the game, and then we can do that. Been having issues over here. A little bit of technical issues during.
Finally, my
freaking
internet starts to freaking work now. God, I hate my internet too much.
God, it's so laggy now.
I
know. It won't let me
know.
leave.
Stupid though. I know. Yeah. Like, okay, the
Don't
reason
do that
why,
ever
like,
again. You might want to do a tag match because that's the only thing that won't lag like that.
I think that's what we may have to do.
All right, Ben.
Yeah,
So, what do you think about Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens / Roman Reigns Rollins versus Mahal and Owens? Because,
yeah, I didn't actually
how...
see this match. I did not actually see this match, so I did not even know what even happened.
Well, I kind of already said what happened.
I think the only thing
I didn't see it either.
saw was this stupid fucking another segment I'm not going to talk about now.
Well, what happened was it was originally scheduled for Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns until Jinder Mahal comes out, and then the match, you know, ended.
It's disqualification.
Yeah, the disqualification. Roman Reigns got it. Then Seth Rollins' music hits. He comes out and helps Roman Reigns. Then this match turns into a tag team match. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins versus Mahal and Owens. And Reigns and Rollins defeated Owens and Mahal at the end. So that's basically everything that happened. And,
Yeah,
Soul
definitely.
kind of already gave his little opinion how he thought
my
that.
little opinion.
Yeah, his little opinion.
It's
His
a little opinion.
Just a little opinion.
Theory that he thought was gonna happen to put Roman over, and it
What
didn't happen.
the fucking hell is wrong? Oh, sorry if I like swearing on this
So
channel, but
the next segment here, which was a pretty interesting, cringy, funny, weird segment,
can I say
is
something?
the Sami Zayn invites the quote-unquote Lashley sisters to Raw for a little bit of an interview talking about his brother, Bobby Lashley, supposedly talking about his brother, Bobby Lashley. For you that don't know what exactly is going on with Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, well, I guess Sami Zayn has an issue with Bobby Lashley, saying that Bobby Lashley hasn't really been, you know, I'm gonna call honest about himself. Hasn't really, because he was on an interview where he was talking about his sisters, and that, like, I don't know, his sisters would like probably like pick on him and whatnot or whatever. I mean, they had their little issues with Bobby, and Sami Zayn said he was gonna bring Bobby Lashley's sisters out to the next episode of Raw, which was the past Raw. And the three sisters that supposedly came out were not really Bobby Lashley's sisters. They were just guys dressed up. Yeah, they were just guys dressed up and as
Who were
supposedly
they?
their
Do you know?
sisters. And no, I don't know who exactly.
Okay, yeah,
who
which
these
I
guys
know,
were.
like one of them. Okay, yeah, I know, like one of them, did come from Kurt Hawkins's Creator Pro school. I do remember that. So yeah. Yeah, which I think, yeah, definitely.
So,
oh my god,
about this segment, the fans didn't really seem to like this segment. They weren't really interested at all in this segment. They were pretty much quiet during the segment. And I can't say it wasn't a bad segment, but it wasn't really like greatly written. It was cringy. It was a cringe fest. It was kind of funny here and there in some parts. But yeah, Lashley comes out during this segment and starts laughing and plays along, saying, "Oh, you brought my sisters out," mocking and calling Sami Zayn a great friend and whatnot. And at the end, Bobby Lashley ends up putting the beat down on these three guys. Yeah.
And Sammy.
And
Sammy gets out of the ring and goes on.
He slides out of the ring.
Yeah, definitely.
He does what he does.
Yo, when I actually saw the segment, yeah, I knew like something was going so wrong because like it was all over Twitter. Like people actually didn't like this segment.
Yeah,
they didn't like it.
Was a bad
sisters and
it wasn't a greatly written segment. Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought they were all three girls, actually girls, and then I saw that mustache.
What?
You have to open your eyes, man.
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
You must be from Arkansas, and I'm just like,
just quickly do something. Yeah, I think I need to fucking fucking shut my whole PS4 down, and I gotta fucking turn it back on again because some stretches.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that.
That's too much. Just.
It's like me off my freaking.
Man, we're just.
Oh my god. You could have just stayed in the channel. We could have just started up a thing on our own, and he could just be in here chatting.
Well, my opinion on this.
Yeah, give you guys' opinions on this segment. Go ahead.
At first thought, the week before when Sammy announced that the sisters were coming, the first word that came to mind was cringe. I was like, this is gonna be very cringy. Throughout the week, I was like, you know what? Maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe it's actually really going to be Bobby Lashley's sisters, or maybe it's just gonna be actors and they're gonna expose Bobby Lashley and he's gonna maybe turn heel. I don't know. There was a lot of possibilities that could happen, but when I seen them come out to the ring, I just died laughing because I was like, wow, they really went there. Like you got to think about the controversial side of this because they've been doing all this pro women stuff, all the Balor Club for everyone. They're trying to make the WWE accessible to any living, breathing person on the earth. So you're crossing the line with the cross-dressing thing. You know what I mean? Like you may not
did it before with Fandango.
Yeah, but I mean, you may not think about it that way, but a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people who've seen that got very offended. There's plenty of people out there that are offended by this. Trust me.
That's why it was so damn silent too.
Yeah, the crowd was awkward about it. But I thought it was hilarious. It definitely caught me off guard. It's not something I expected them to do. And I think, we were talking about this the other day, and Sheep said, I think it was Sheep that said something wrong. It was just too long, and it got cringy.
Yeah, it was way too long.
I feel like.
You're not talking about the 2-3 girls.
Yeah. I feel like for a split second, I felt like it was too long, but then it started getting kind of good again. So I think in general, like I didn't really feel like it was too long because I felt like it was more like short and sweet and straight to the point. Like and I think that's credit to Sami Zayn. I mean, he took a very cringy promo and like ran with it. Like he gets stuck with some pretty cringy stuff, but he sells it so well. His facial reactions, like his facial expressions, the way he reacts, the way he repeated every single word that they said, like with the emphasis, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he just sold it. Like he just made it. Like I feel like if anybody else tried to do that, it would have been completely cringy. It just wouldn't have worked. Like Sammy just did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sammy, like you said, Sammy does do a good job.
He's a great actor.
Whatever he has to do with. I can see him being like a legit actor for like any kind of movie. You could put him in a drama movie, a comedy, a soap opera, a fucking, I don't know, action movie.
It's possible.
He'll just fit as any character in that movie that you give him.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he just fits in every thing.
It wasn't the greatest promo ever, but yeah.
I think you guys are giving this promo way too much credit.
Oh.
I mean, this was bad.
Oh, she with the pun over here.
It wasn't that bad.
The only saving grace was Sami Zayn. Bobby Lashley was terrible. It's like the fake laughter was just up there. This was the worst segment since This Is Your Life with Alexa Bliss.
Oh God.
I don't think.
I'm sorry.
It might be.
I like Sami Zayn, and I like everything Sami Zayn's done up to this point, and it's not his fault at all. None of this is Sami Zayn's fault. But it's creative's fault for bringing out those 3 dumbasses in dresses to act like Bobby Lashley's sister. I'm not offended by it. At first, I thought, okay, this might be funny, but the way it should have been sold was he comes out there and he's saying some stuff, and then, the guy's stories were so stupid, and then the one with the towel, like, it was just such bad writing. Like, if it was gonna say stuff like about the towel, like he cried into it so much that it turned brown, right? It was not nothing about that segment besides Sami Zayn at the very beginning was interesting to me or funny. I couldn't even find it in my. If I laughed, it was like nervous laughter, like, oh no.
I agree, but no, see, our opinions might sound different, but I completely agree with you. I don't know if I
just thought it was for all the laughs. And
yeah, exactly. I don't know if I ran this up to be better than what it really was. I didn't mean that wasn't my intentions. The laughter.
Yeah, I mean, I give this an F+.
Yeah, it's just the laughter, the awkward, nervous laughter is what made it good. Like it's one of those things that's so, like you said, an F plus. Like it's so terrible that it was funny. Like it's more laughing at it than with it kind of thing. Like you ever watch like
Yeah.
one of those terrible movies? Like you ever seen the list of like the
Mhm.
top 10 worst movies and you watch one and you can't help but go finish it and you laugh because it's
Mhm.
so bad? Like that's basically how I feel about this segment.
Some of my favorite movies in the world are terrible movies. And, I will say this, that we'll probably have, you know, we'll remember this more than we'll remember a mediocre thing that happened. Like, we'll probably still reference the bad Sami Zayn Bobby Lashley promo in 6 months, just like we did the Alexa Bliss This Is Your Life thing.
Yeah.
We still remember that because of how bad it was. So, in a way, it's still a success
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to remember it.
That's the state of WWE.
Oh,
We have to remember the things that were terrible. Because the things that are good aren't memorable.
that's true.
That was a very depressing statement I just made. We should probably move
on. Yeah, like when we actually do have when I do have the time, I will add you to the universe mode.
We're not talking about universe mode, Ben, on your stream
I
here.
know.
So, KZ, you got anything to say about this segment?
Not that one. No. There was nothing really.
No.
It was just jokes around and too many.
Yeah.
Three
What about
boys
you?
running out as girls.
Oh, yeah.
So you thought we're girls at first?
That were girls for a second.
We are actually I just like.
Me and Street went straight to calling them out.
Because I'm just like not even like worried about this anymore. Yeah, I just like want to
Alright.
just like forget about this whole
I'm not
Bobby
really
Lashley. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
gonna go further in that one.
I'm not going like no more further. I'm not going
I
further.
mean, it doesn't
because-
offend me or anything, but a lot of people probably got offended by it.
Why does that send me straight to the PlayStation Store?
Like what
for?
Soul was
Just
saying.
does it.
Well, I mean,
don't
it's
know
true.
why
There's
it
a lot
does
of
it randomly.
a lot of sensitive people out there.
What's up, Robert?
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like it would offend other people, but
Yeah, that's definitely true.
it doesn't offend me.
But here at that wrestling podcast, we don't give a damn.
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
we
so
don't.
you can't be worried about who you're going to offend so much these days because this is 2018 and
But the WWE is, and that's why.
without well, I think they understand to a point that they have to be able to take some risks in that regard because, like I said, this is 2018 and you can't sneeze without somebody getting offended.
I agree with that completely, but at the same time, even though it may be a minor risk, was the risk worth it? Did they sit in office and be like, you know what, guys, we have to do this. We have to do this promo. It's
I
so
don't think
important.
it cost them anything. It didn't cost them anything. I don't think they're going to suffer any backlash from it.
No, I know what I'm just being sarcastic. I'm just saying like
Maybe
is even like the smallest risk worth
I mean,
pushing this promo out? Like, do they really have to do this promo?
we're not going to forget it.
Is this the best they could come up with for Bobby Lashley?
Alright, so next is the qualifying match for women's Money in the Bank. We have Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Moon defeated Bliss, so she qualifies for being a member for that Money in the Bank ladder match. So, yep. Moon and Alexa Bliss. That was a pretty good match. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
It's alright. It was an okay match.
Nikki gets counted out or gets out by the ref.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm going to shoot this.
Because, yeah, Mickey James tried to interfere in a match and didn't go so well. The referee caught her and banished her from ringside.
What did she even do? Like,
I don't remember what she tried to do.
I don't remember what she did. All I saw was her get counted out. I was like, what?
she was trying to do something. She was gonna do something, but she didn't have time because Alexa Bliss was grabbing the ring apron. She was, so she could distract the referee for Mickey James to interrupt in the match, and she was gonna do something. She was like on the, on the side, you want to call it, side of the ring, the apron, and she was gonna do something. She was leaning over to do something, and the referee caught a glimpse and picked her out. Anyways, Ember Moon delivered that Eclipse for the win, and that was that. It was a decent match, pretty good. I don't know, it was alright, I guess. I mean, I like Ember Moon. She was like one of my favorite divas, so I thought it was a pretty good match.
She's from NXT, right?
Gross.
Yeah. Definitely.
What did you say? What did you say, Soul? You have something to say?
I said gross.
Gross?
Yeah.
What's gross?
I don't care for Ember Moon.
You don't care for Ember Moon? What is wrong with you guys?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, she's a good wrestler.
You don't like Lana. You don't like Ember Moon.
She's a good wrestler.
You don't like Carmella. What is wrong with you guys?
I didn't say I didn't like Carmella.
Yeah, you did.
Actually, I actually do like Carmella because like she is actually like a good wrestler. I'm saying this right now.
She's not a good wrestler. That's the point.
No, she's a good wrestler. Stop that.
She's a period wrestler.
I just said it. I said it.
Alright, we're off track here. Anyways, so you have something to say here with your, let's hear it.
Oh, I mean, you can move on. I already said it. I said.
No, I want to hear.
Ember Moon is good in the ring, and other than that, I don't like her. She's a good wrestler, but I don't like her personality. I don't like her gimmick. She's not entertaining to me.
I agree.
She's boring. She's creepy and boring.
I agree. She's not creepy. I mean,
the tongue thing makes me want to puke. Like, just stop sticking your tongue out. You're a woman. Stop. It's gross. Like, does it have anything to do with the title of Ember Moon? Like, there's no reason to stick your tongue out like a weirdo. Like, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, well,
it has nothing to do with anything.
Ruby Riott, the shit she does.
Okay, I can't stand Ruby Riott, so I don't never said I liked Ruby Riott. She can't wrestle either.
I know, but no, you're picking on Ember Moon over here, but you gotta remember.
I'm not picking on her. I said she's great in the ring. I like to watch her wrestle. She can wrestle.
Amazing. She has one of the best finishers in the WWE.
She's probably one of the best wrestlers, best in the ring in the WWE right now. But as far as her gimmick goes, I don't like her.
You just don't like her gimmick. You just don't like the gimmick.
Yeah.
I think I'd like her better with a different. To me, it's corny. Like, if you're gonna be like, there's nothing to it.
Just
it's
Ember
like
Moon.
a name, and then
have contacts.
Yeah, it's a name.
Cool, great.
And contact lenses,
great.
And that's it. She doesn't do it. Like, it doesn't have a personality attached.
She would be better if she was one of those superstars that was just herself. Like, if she just used her real name, she would be great. If she was like a Daniel Bryan type, like she just used her name, like she would be good.
Or even like Naomi, you know.
Yeah,
like,
just use her first name.
She's more like Alicia Fox, is what I would say.
I don't know about that, but I actually liked Alicia Fox. That batshit crazy thing was pretty funny sometimes.
Alicia Fox.
Same. Well, let's move on before we go into too much depth in divas.
Alright, we didn't get anybody else's, hey, Mr. I don't like Ember Moon, so let's move on.
I just talked about it for 10 minutes. What else do you want me to say? What do you want? What do you want? I made my opinion clear. You want me to type in the live chat? You get a paragraph, essay form, with a introduction, 3 bodies of text,
okay, so this is,
conclusion.
This is a 3-man podcast. Okay, Ben,
I got no opinion on that one.
Oh my god.
Ben, we're leaving the podcast. Let's go. Let's start up our own podcast.
You're leading it. You can say your opinion anytime you want. You keep trying to get me to say why I don't like Ember Moon. I already said it twice.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Ben.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So yeah, our next match we had was Baron Corbin taking on No Way I just stopped the freaking name of it last second.
I guess Ben is
Yes, we
leading
have
on
Baron
that.
Corbin taking on No Way Jose, and Baron Corbin actually picked up the victory, which I kind of see Baron Corbin actually getting a big push. That could be, I don't know, like about Baron Corbin, because like the WWE, like they're just like I don't know what they're doing with Baron Corbin these days now. It's just, it's so, I don't really know. So yeah, so can I actually get like your guys' like opinions on this? Because I'm just like completely just like so confused about this now. Like what's going on with the boy Baron Corbin?
I'm not sure what's going on with Baron Corbin. I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, right now he's, you know, the heel guy there for No Way Jose to feud with for his little introduction feud.
Jose reminds.
Other than that, I don't know what the long-term ideal
He
is.
reminds me of Adam Rose with the party stuff in the entrance.
Wait, No Way Jose?
Yeah.
He
reminds me too much of him.
Honestly, I don't know about this match. This match was not needed unless they had tried to put No Way Jose over Baron Corbin, because Baron Corbin just went over Jose. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know.
It was pointless. I don't know.
Like, it was pointless unless they're just trying to bring back Baron Corbin. But then why would they try to bring back Baron Corbin when No Way Jose is like basically a jobber? I don't know. It was a pointless match. I guess maybe it's basically two pointless people at the moment going at each other. You know what I mean? Since, you know, Baron Corbin is irrelevant these days, and No Way Jose is kind of relevant. He just joined trying to be relevant, but they didn't put him over, so it makes no sense. I don't know. Anyways, moving on, since no one really got anything to say about that.
Hold on, I've got something to say.
No, you don't got nothing to say, because, you know, other people's opinions don't matter, and, you know, we're moving on here.
I want to hear what Sheep has to say. I do actually want to hear what Sheep has to say.
The people want to hear that voice, Street.
Oh no, now I remember.
We want to hear that voice.
And I don't want to echo what, you know, Bleacher Report says, but I was actually noticing this myself in the show, and it's that Baron Corbin has gotten a lot better in the ring. I didn't want to admit it, but, you know, I was watching and I was like, damn, he's getting there. You know, I'm seeing potential, and I always kind of saw potential in Baron Corbin, especially, you know, I kind of tried to stick up for him when you guys hated him so much, but I've never been like a fan. I didn't like Baron Corbin, but I always saw the potential there, because he could make a great heel, and you know, it works already. I mean, people already hate him. You know, that's the thing, and he could just live up to that. Well, I don't think many people love Baron Corbin. I don't think he has many fans out there, but
exactly, who's gonna go to wrestling and say, "Oh, I hope my boy Baron Corbin's gonna fight today. Can't wait to see him."
I think people that are fans of Baron Corbin still have bunny ears on their television sets.
Yeah, that is.
That's racist.
Well, you guys got where I was going. I do. Little joke.
Yeah, I got
little joke.
No,
I agree. I feel like me and Sheep are always on the same page with the Baron Corbin talk.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm the #1 hater of Baron Corbin, but even I admitted last time that, you know, he's got awesome finishing moves, and I agree that he is getting better in the ring, and I think he does have potential. One day, you know, if he goes back to kindergarten and learns how to speak correctly in a fluent sentence, then he's gonna really be great.
Okay,
I don't know. I mean,
like a little bit of a shot
how many sentences have we heard Brock Lesnar say in the past year?
Probably 0.
Yeah. None. We heard none from Brock Lesnar.
You don't have to be able to
Brock
talk.
doesn't have to talk
I
though.
don't think Brock Lesnar can even.
Brock
speak
doesn't even have to
sentences
wrestle anymore. He's just the champion.
Okay.
Brock walks in and he's like, Paul, food.
Nah, he doesn't even say that. He just gives him that look.
Like, also speaking about Brock Lesnar.
Just gives him that look.
Well, actually,
That bitch, you know I'm hungry. That bitch, you know I'm hungry right now. Look.
Beast tummy empty.
Brock wants food. Brock need food. Paul Heyman's just like, my client.
Oh,
My client would like a number one.
Oh,
I wonder if he announces though at like when he walks into like a McDonald's with Brock Lesnar, if he does the whole
Yeah, he walks up and straightens up his suit.
yeah, I'm the other guy. Oh, Brock Lesnar, and I want a Happy Meal.
That's gonna be my next channel, guys. I'm just gonna dress up as Paul Heyman and go around in real life and do impersonations. Find one of my, find a big, strong person somewhere to impersonate Brock.
All right.
Cause I'm more Paul. I look more like Paul Heyman than Brock.
Before we wait for the main topic, I guess we can move on now.
Yeah.
Yep. To the B team taking on.
Hold up, Ben. So for the people that don't know who the B team is, anyways, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel is the B team. So they kind of reveal that the B team is gonna be their stable, and they kind of they have an entrance song now and a entrance theme, but their attires
what
are still.
What is their entrance? I need to freaking hear this one day.
Their attires are still made by themselves. They draw the B on them and whatnot, or like marker on their shirts. I mean,
I haven't gotten to see this.
See how their attire is gonna be? Is that how their team attire gonna be? Is it gonna be that kind of like a homemade attire, or actually are they gonna actually get a real attire?
And then so far undefeated.
Yeah, so far undefeated.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
They did win this match against Breezango.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is,
but their celebration. Oh
my god. Yeah, I want to talk about their celebration.
Yeah.
Their celebration at the end. That shit was cringy. They went way too far with that segment of celebration. I think maybe it should have stopped when they got out the ring. They shouldn't have never continued with the whole chair thing and whatnot. That was just
jumping on the freaking announce table.
Yeah. So, for people that don't know what happened, the B team won. They celebrated, jumping around, hugging each other inside the ring, and like screaming and shit, like little fucking teen boys. Just got their first pop off inside of a girl. Anyways, yeah, they get out of the ring and they go up to the announce table and start like talking into the mic and saying shit and start going crazy, going top of the announce table, and at one point they took one of the chairs and they I think was it Curtis Axel who sat on a chair and Bo Dallas pushed him down the ramp and no, they both were both were on it and they both fell down
and it flipped.
Yeah, the chair flipped and they fell down and started rolling around and whatnot. It was just so cringy at that point. It was just like, this needs to stop. No more. Please,
Yo, I have to agree with you, Street. I have to agree with you. That is just went a little too far.
Yeah,
but
like I said, it should have stopped right when they got off the ring.
Can I actually ask you a question, Street?
What?
So. Okay, so yeah, so I know they might have a tag team title match against Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, but imagine them just being the Raw Tag Team Champions, and then just them just doing that. No, I just don't want them being Tag Team Champions. I did not want to see that Raw Tag Team Champions go straight to waste. Because of that stupid
I know what you mean.
bullshit.
I don't think they'll ever get it. They just too joke. They're too joke boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they do is joke. When they were with the Miz drive, they were still working.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
I didn't get to see this match, so I haven't even seen their entrance or anything. I'm gonna have to watch this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it
they had the
either.
B written in marker on their t-shirt.
And I don't agree with Ben for sure. I think that the B team should definitely get a push. Maybe not the belt push, but they should at least get to go for it. They should at least get a title shot.
I haven't seen the B team work yet, but I agree.
If you ask me, that's good writing, because in good writing, you have underdogs who aren't supposed to be able to win who win. That's what the greatest stories are. Is somebody that has no chance to win, and then they pull off the unattainable, the impossible. They do what nobody thought they could do, and that's what that's what draws people to is a good story, and that's the classic, the one that always works.
So what you're saying is there's hope for Roman Reigns still.
Well, that's a difference. Roman Reigns isn't. There's no way to book Roman Reigns as an underdog. I mean, you can book him. I mean, yeah, he's an underdog to Braun Strowman, maybe. But even still, he's not in the company's eyes. But if you ask me, he would be an underdog to Braun Strowman.
Definitely.
But there's no way to really book him that way, because even if he wasn't being pushed so heavy, he's too big and to be that kind of heel, It's not often you have somebody the size of Roman Reigns be a cowardly heel, and that's the only way to pull that off.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's all I got to say on it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw Roman Reigns' name out there, get everybody all you crazy stuff. Roman Reigns. It works every time.
Yeah, it didn't work. Failed.
Yeah, you don't want the XX again like this.
It worked with Ben.
Yeah, next time I actually hear about Roman Reigns, yeah, I'm just gonna be actually like quickly.
You don't like Roman Reigns?
Just buy a picture of like just like Roman Reigns and his phone darts at it.
People boo Roman Reigns.
Okay. People.
All right, guys, let's not. Hold on. Let's not keep on with Roman Reigns. I was just trying to make a joke. Let's move on with the podcast, guys. We're not gonna talk about Roman Reigns for 2 hours. So come on. I was just making a little pop joke, okay? And this supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah, the next thing we got
guys.
The Nia Jackson Ronda Rousey championship.
All right, so Ben's leading now.
Match. Wait. I think it is.
I guess Ben's leading now. I mean,
yeah,
he's been off and on.
So like the Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, now they've actually signed the championship match contract, and Stephanie McMahon was actually hosting, and I think Stephanie McMahon, I could see this going either way, but the main thing just doesn't get to me right now. What could Stephanie McMahon's part be in this situation?
I don't know, but we kind of already talked about it during the beginning.
I know that, Street. I was I was dozed off. I was asleep. God.
Why are you sleeping, Ben?
I don't know, because look at the internet, Papa.
Yeah. Your internet is making you.
I know it is, but you don't. Yeah.
Anybody have anything to say about this contract signing? It was what it was, right?
I thought it was pretty bad.
You think so?
Yeah.
What was bad about it?
Well, I mean, it was just cringy all around, and then when they, you want to know the truth, Ronda?
Oh, God, I thought I'd never have to hear that again.
Yep, Thank goodness I
Can you say that one more? She's gonna say it one more time. That was too good.
You want to know the truth, Rhonda? Yeah, it was bad, really bad.
It was that. No, it was funny because as soon as she said that, I literally out of my mouth I said, "This is the female version of Roman Reigns." That's what that made me feel. Oh God, I said his name again. I'm sorry, everybody.
She can't talk, you know. I mean, I don't blame her. It's not her fault, you know. But there's.
Oh my God.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah,
I agree. It was cringy.
True.
I don't like anything about this Ronda Nia thing. Nothing about it is good.
Yeah.
Unless Ronda turns heel, which she's probably not going to. It's just gonna be a cringy, terrible match, and yeah.
I wouldn't really think it's good.
Yeah. Okay, can we get to the next match, please?
Yeah, we can get to the next match.
This match,
Chad
like,
Gable versus Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre watching from ringside. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler, fighting, you know, Chad Gable. Ziggler defeated Gable in this match. After the match ended, McIntyre delivers the Claymore to Chad Gable. And stood tall by the side of Dolph Ziggler, leading this off of, you know, one and only Bleacher Report. Because I honestly missed this match. I didn't get to see it. It's easy at the point.
Oh yeah, talking to the guy who missed the entire thing of Raw. Yeah.
Huh?
Don't worry about like what I just said, but actually, okay, there is like something I should say. Yo, I could see Chad Gable being like a future world champion. I'm saying this right now, like he's like so talented in the ring.
I don't know.
Like,
Chad Gable was never my cup of tea.
And Chad Gable, like they're both talented. Like,
I never liked Chad Gable
like
either.
WrestleMania,
I never liked American Alpha in general.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, hopefully that.
In other case, he can hold every single title. I want to see him hold every single title, and I want him to be the new Roman Reigns.
Yo, do like what Buddy Austin Aries does, like freaking hold 6 titles. Oh my God. Dolph Ziggler.
You want Dolph Ziggler to be Samoan?
No.
Imagine Dolph Ziggler actually being Samoan though. Imagine that.
Oh.
That would be interesting.
Not. No, I meant like you know like what Austin Aries like has done like before, like he's like holds 6 titles. Like I would love to see Dolph Ziggler like just do that. Yeah, just to, like piss like Roman Reigns off probably. Like you know just like make it up with the storyline. Like, I don't know.
I thought Lashley was the most talked about topic in WWE right now. It's so terrible. Cringe sells. Yeah. The cringe is like what everybody's buying into right now.
That's definitely true.
It's like we can't wait to see how bad it's going to be next week. We're not watching for the good stuff anymore. We're watching for the garbage.
I mean, I know that what like this that you just brought up is going back, because we already talked about Bobby Lashley the whole segment, but I just want to put it out there again. I said it before. They're just putting Bobby Lashley in a bad storyline, in a bad spot. Yeah. Like everything Bobby Lashley's been part of at this moment, since he's been back, it's just been bad for him. It has gave him no good look in any way, and I'm disappointed in that. But I mean, this is the WWE, and that's just what the WWE does. They have wrestlers that they bring back, or they get new wrestlers from a different company,
like promotion,
and they just ruin their entire character. They ruin everything about them.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, but we brought it up before with the whole broken Matt Hardy thing. Like they're not doing that right. We brought it up earlier on in the Discord chat about the club. They didn't even do that right. It's like they can't do nothing right. If you're gonna rip something off or try to make a copy of something, at least do it right before you try, You know, it's like before
Yeah,
you get
this
it out
is
there.
WWE's the home of crushed gimmicks.
Yeah, crushed everything.
Yeah,
Hopes and
definitely.
dreams. So
You
if you
tune
ever
into the
wanna,
trainer. It's here's what it is. WWE is a weekly B movie. It's like we're tuning in to watch just the crap.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep, I can see
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Good point. Sheep. Yep.
all right. So I want to hear your opinion on this Dolph Ziggler match because I know you're such a big fan of Dolph Ziggler here. So give us
I
your
can't give
thoughts
you
on
my
it.
opinion on this match. I did not see it. It was not in the Hulu version.
Why didn't you
It's
see it?
another
What's wrong with you?
it's another non-Hulu version.
It's not in the
And,
Hulu
I don't
version,
know.
guys.
You
No.
guys
The
gotta
site.
stop watching this
Hey,
shit on Hulu.
you gotta listen while I'm quit interrupting me, young man.
Hey, Elder Sheep has spoken.
No, I'm not being part of this now. No,
Hey.
I'm not being part of it.
That damn site
not being
we
part of this.
perfectly legal site we watch wrestling on. It won't let me watch the older
It's
stuff.
super
It'll let me
cringy.
watch
It
live, but I
freezes
can't watch any
and
of the other stuff.
the voices don't match sometimes.
Oh, while it's
So a
live,
lot
yeah,
of problems
You
with
know
it.
what you have to do though?
What?
If you know that you won't be able to watch it, just go in it real quick and right when it starts, just pause it if you know you can't watch it at that moment, and then just get back to it. And
You just blew my mind.
it'll just go on. So that's all you have to really do. It's just if you know you're not gonna be able to watch it at that point in time, just go in there, start it, pause it, and then when you have time, you can just start watching it.
Yeah,
That's too much work and commitment.
yeah.
Blood Fury says he doesn't think casual fans exist anymore. I think they do. It's just that they're children.
Here's a problem, you guys. Though you guys that watch Hulu, you guys miss half of the fucking show, and we're over here WWE podcast.
Well, now I know how to solve the problem.
Watch one show.
I didn't know how I could fix that. Now I know how I could fix that in the future. I just start it and pause it. So problem solved.
And also Blood Fury actually just said indie wrestling is far too easily accessible these days.
Why do they have to cut out good shit? They cut out the B team shit. They cut out everything with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
I haven't seen Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt since they won the titles. They haven't been on Hulu since they won the titles.
Casey, did you get to watch this part? Jack Gable and Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah. When McIntyre came in and at the end of the match and kicked him.
Yeah.
That match, right?
Yeah. Did you like that match? Do you think it was good? Do you like Dolph Ziggler or Jack Gable?
Nah, I don't like him anymore. I used to. But ever since he's turned heel, I haven't.
He's always been heel, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, his name on Twitter for like the past 3 years has been Heel Ziggler.
Yeah,
that is true.
For a while.
I always thought he was a.
Well, here's the thing. This is what Sheep brings up, and it's 100% true, but I still play off the heel and face thing. There's really no such thing as a heel and face anymore. It's more of whoever likes the person. It's just like, it's just how the characters are played off. Some of them may seem like it's a heel character, and some of them may seem that it's not a heel character. I know the ones that are heel dominant, you can tell, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you can tell they're totally heel dominant and whatnot. You know, there's very few kind of faces and heels these days, but WWE tries to strongly show it in their shows that there is still heels and faces, but it's simmered down quite a bit. But yeah. Anyways, I guess we can move on to the next segment here. Is another Money in the Bank qualifier match.
Natalya,
another Money in the Bank qualifier match. Divas match for the Money in the Bank. Natalya, Dana Brooke, and Liv Morgan. So, wait, was it Liv Morgan or Sarah?
No, I think it was. Oh my god. Why am I thinking like automatically like
It
just
was Liv
Sonya
Morgan
Deville?
and Sarah
Some
Logan.
stranger than that.
Yeah, it's
Thinking,
been
like,
Liv Morgan,
Sonya
Sarah
Deville for
Logan,
some
and
strange reason.
Natalia.
Yeah, I'm just like
Okay,
so
okay.
confused like on Sonya Deville.
So
I'm
yeah,
just, like,
it was
so
a fatal four-way, not a triple threat match, Ben. So
was a
Natalia,
triple
Dana
threat.
Brooke,
I
Liv
checked.
Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Natalia actually took the victory here in this match. Honestly, would I want to see Liv Morgan or Sarah Logan win this match? I would probably say
Liv Morgan, if anybody, but
yeah,
not
Liv
Sarah Logan.
Morgan. Yeah, Liv Morgan, if anybody. I don't see Dana Brooke ever making a comeback ever again in WWE since
No, not after that. Not after that crap with the Titus Worldwide gimmicks just kind of ruined Dana Brooke, and Logan. The only thing that can save Sarah Logan is if she goes back to a version of her former person, Crazy Mary Dodson, like this redneck. I hunt, I fish, I hunt you down. That shit's stupid. Get that shit out of here. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Highly agreed.
Anybody else got opinions on this match?
Nope. I've got like no opinions on this.
What about you, Casey? Any opinions?
Not really.
Not really.
Even though Ruby, they tried to cheat, but Natalia still claimed the victory.
Yeah. True. All right, let's move on. I mean, good for
Elias
Natalia, right?
versus Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Bobby Roode versus Elias. Of course, Elias comes out and does his. Elias comes out and does his, you know.
Oh my god.
Silence your cell phones thing and tries to do a damn song. Has he ever finished a song? Elias?
No, I don't actually. Actually, no. I actually don't even think that he's
everyone
ever
interrupts
finished a
it.
song. Yeah, like
they need to give him a real WrestleMania spotlight. Have him be the, you know,
the host.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Host, but
as an actual, you know, not to too long, but as an actual, he's okay, but he's not. He's getting better. They've definitely gotten better, but he's still not up to snuff as far as, I mean, unless you're just trying to make it kind of silly too. If you're trying to if you're trying to be serious and him have like a serious like song,
here's the thing.
No.
Here's the thing. I think he's actually a real good singer in real life. But I think they're just, as his gimmick and character, I think this is just how they're doing it. He could be actually a really good singer and guitar player in real life. Because if you're looking at it right now, and you kind of look at it as like gimmick or something, it's really good, honestly. Who else is going to play a guitar like that? Or like try to sing something corny and funny and whatnot like that. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta give him credit for he's got bravery. It takes guts to get out there and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I will admit that they've gotten better, but it's usually just a bad ripoff of a contemporary song or, you know, an already popular song. He plays the notes for something that's famous and makes up his own little bit of a, you know, kind of Weird Al version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing today? Yeah, I swear like my head is it's just like not on today. It's just like completely just.
Blood said check out Sling TV, $20.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And
I've heard
$5
of
for the
that.
DVR. Yeah,
I can't get it on any of my smart TVs. Like I've got all smart TVs, so I don't have like the sticks. I heard you gotta have like a Fire Stick. I think is the one you can put that on. And I guess it's on computer too, but I don't like watching TV on my computer.
Do my thing. I swear, if it sends me
so
to
anybody
the
else got anything to say about this little match, though? I mean, we didn't really talk about the match. We talked about Elias more than the match. Anyways, let me just say the match first. So, Elias did attack Rude before the bell rang. And I know there was a part in this. I know there's a part in this match where he did beat up Bobby Roode, and I believe he threw him out the ring or something, and then Elias got out of the ring, got his guitar, and had what's her face there try to announce him again, and he was gonna play another song, but then he stopped because Bobby Roode got back in, and he then proceeded to beat down Bobby Roode, and Elias won over Bobby Roode. Now here's what's interesting though. Elias won over Bobby Roode, and Bobby Roode is a former basically champion, NXT and United States champion. Now, does this mean something big is coming for Elias? Because I know we've been talking about it before WrestleMania. We thought Elias was gonna have his big moment. Do you think there's something still down the road for Elias? Do you see him?
Probably
Yes,
being
definitely.
a champion soon?
There's a world championship for Elias.
I can
Elias
see
is
him.
one of the freshest things to come in WWE in a long time. I mean, obviously it's a used gimmick. It's been done. You know, Jeff Jarrett, as Blood Fury pointed out, and you know it's been done before that. You know, Honky Tonk Man and all kinds of people have used that kind of gimmick, and even the Drifter type of thing has been done. But it's a breath of fresh air to see somebody who can pull it off with the charisma that, I mean, the dude's got charisma just out the ass. I mean, and he's got the look, he's got the size. He's as big as John Cena. I don't think most people see it, but he's as big as John Cena. Like, it's kind of hidden behind all his accessories and clothes and like his beard and all that, so you don't notice it as much. But he's fucking ripped and jacked, and he's picked up some big dudes. Like, I can't remember who it was, but it was like a 350 plus pounder I saw him pick up and just slam him. So Elias has all the potential in the world to win titles. He's one of my favorites right now. He's definitely one of my favorites. Top 10 for
Same
sure.
here. He's one of my favorites as well.
Who?
Especially for somebody like him.
I'm not a fan of him.
Like you were saying. What did you say, Casey?
I'm not really a fan of Elias.
You're not a fan of Elias? Why not?
No, I haven't been a fan since he came to WWE.
Okay, can we?
Have you watched NXT?
Watch what? NXT? No, I don't watch NXT.
NXT, like
you don't watch NXT?
Yo, if you actually watch like get the WWE Network for only $9.99. Like that's how much it actually costs. So, yeah.
Or you can watch it for free.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Can we move on, guys? Can we move on?
I don't know, so unless you have something to say about it.
Talk about the part,
I mean, it seems like Soul's been in a hurry here, guys. I mean, he doesn't let anybody give his opinions, and he doesn't give a shit right now. He's been saying, can we move on since we started?
Because you talk about the same topic for half an hour.
He doesn't care about giving his own opinion.
I already stated my opinion on Elias like 20-30 minutes ago.
Can we actually?
Alright, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman. Let's go ahead, go.
Hang on. Here we need. I talked before the
main event: Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman.
I love Braun Strowman. Like, he should actually be like a freaking future Universal Champion. Just saying.
Well, that's a given too. You can't.
I kind of like him too, and now he's a face.
Unless he does something to screw up his whole thing, then I mean, unless he just like pulls an Enzo and goes off and rapes somebody. I mean, allegedly, and then gets himself cleared of it. Braun Strowman's got probably one of the brightest futures in WWE right now, for sure.
Did I send one the sheep? I swear I did. Did I send one the sheep? Invite. I think I did.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, I'm coming, Ben.
Okay, man. BRB. Apparently, Soul just said he'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, Soul's in a bit of a rush today with this podcast. I don't know what's up his butt,
Yeah,
but
you're probably
He
having like
needed.
a
He's been
cigarette.
craving that cigarette. He went that whole
Yeah.
God of War stream right before the game, and he didn't get a cigarette break in between. He needs a
yeah,
cigarette break.
Yeah.
he needs a cigarette break.
But we should get Braun Strowman, Finn Balor. I did get to see this actually. I'm surprised I got to see the main event. You know, that since I watched it on Hulu.
Of course.
I like
What's
both
up,
of them.
Mr. James Fox?
And I agree with Strowman going over Balor in this situation.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
Right
know.
now, it's the right time. I don't think. I almost wanted something hinky to go down, so neither one of them would have took the L. But somebody had to come out on top, and I think
I thought Finn Balor was gonna actually win, but instead,
I think
Nick
most people
didn't.
did, and I think almost everyone thought that Finn Balor was going to win. Uh, and just because of that's what most of the people wanted, and I think I was pleasantly surprised that Braun Strowman won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't
definitely.
mad. I wasn't like, oh man, this is bullshit. I was like, oh okay, Braun Strowman wins. I can live with that. I can see
I
that,
wasn't mad
and
either.
I see it. It has a lot of storyline potential. Could there be a friendship between them? Could there be a rivalry? A kind of or is it building into a tag team a la The Bar?
I don't know.
But
That's like what I've actually been like.
I'm intrigued. I'm interested, and that's a good thing. I want to see what happens next. I'm not. Yeah, I want to see where this goes. I'd like to see another
Mhm.
match, a rematch, and
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
rematch. A 2
I don't want to. Okay, let's not say the bar thing because I don't want to see a best of 7 with Finn
Do a
Balor and
2 out of 3
Braun
on
Strowman.
screen.
But
And Braun.
yeah, you have a little
Yeah, because
rubber
you know, like
match.
who's gonna win.
I don't know. I think Finn Balor would win.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, but if I were to pick anybody over a rival between, Braun Strowman and Finn Balor for like any title, like let's just say the currently basically what Finn Balor's been trying to go for, they've been putting Finn
The
Balor in is
Universal
for the
title.
not Universal title. He was been in matches with Seth Rollins lately, so I guess I don't know if that's just because it's just filler for that title at the
Yeah,
moment,
probably. Yeah, I feel
or
like it
but
might be a
I'd
title for
rather
that.
see. I I'm sorry, but I would rather see Finn Balor win that title, the
Nah,
Intercontinental title,
I'd want to see
than Braun
Braun
Strowman because I
Strowman.
don't see Braun Strowman being the type of guy to be going for that title. He's more of a higher card person, and he's been fighting, like
Roman Reigns.
yeah, Roman Reigns and stuff like that. He's not a mid card. He's not a mid card title holder or mid title holder or whatever. He's more of the Universal title kind of guy, like one of the big titles. I know right now
Yeah.
they can't really do much with the Universal title because
Wait, what title is it for?
Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar
yeah,
is not
because Brock is
showing
like
up
having like a
since.
yeah, because Brock is having like a massive slate.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar last time we seen was the Greatest Royal Rumble, and we won't see him until
Oh
Like
freaking
in
shit! Do you think,
SummerSlam or
SummerSlam.
something.
guys? Do you think the Saudis got him?
Maybe.
Wait, what do
Maybe
you?
he got held captive.
The
Maybe they
Saudis
found out that.
kidnapped him.
Maybe they
Oh
found out.
man,
Maybe they
so
found out Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman was doing something in the back. And they saw it and they're like, no, 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 we can't have that over here in Saudi Arabia.
And
We're not
then
about that life. So they have him
Yeah,
that
held
might be a little
captive.
far. That might be a little far.
Uh,
Who's sitting there skipping entrances?
I mean,
what?
Are you skipping the entrances, Ben?
I'm not skipping the entrances. I think someone else is
Yeah.
doing it. But
Anyway, we shouldn't be talking about that.
oh fuck my entrance, I hate it already.
All right, so anyone else got to give their opinion? I don't know. Soul's not back yet.
I don't know, man. But the one thing that I actually am like a little bit disappointed. Why is Braun Strowman not wearing that stupid Greatest Royal Rumble title around his waist?
Well, we already talked about that before, Ben.
I know.
We already talked about that before.
Oh my god.
Anyways, moving on. To SmackDown. We have the New Day on Miz TV. Basically, Miz brought out the New Day to find out who would be one of these. Who in the New Day would be who they would be the chosen one to be in the Money in the Bank match, or Money in the Bank ladder match. So if you guys don't know, basically the New Day had a qualifying match to be part of the Money in the Bank ladder match, and the New Day won. So one of these guys has to be chosen one to be in that match. So basically, at the end of this segment, we still didn't find. Well, we still didn't get a answer from the New Day. Basically, we don't know who's gonna be the one yet. But we've speculated in past podcasts that it's either gonna be Big E or Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods is
Kofi.
Huh?
I think it'd be Kofi Kingston.
You think it would be Kofi Kingston?
I think Kofi's track record at Money in the Bank is kind of automatically disqualifies him. He has been in like 6. Well, that could also be the clinching factor in why he wins this time, because he's failed so many times before.
Yeah.
So I kind of take it back, and now I don't know. I kind of would like to see Kofi, and that's what I said from the beginning. But I've also kind of been pulling for Xavier.
Yeah, we've been pulling. We're pulling for Xavier because here's why. Xavier Woods hasn't got a solo run. He hasn't got a solo run. He debuted and he got a short solo run until he joined the New Day.
like you start teaming
and with Xavier Woods, if you notice Xavier Woods in the ring, he's a really good wrestler. He can pull off really good moves. He's goes around the ring doing crazy shit and doing good moves, and he's a solid wrestler. He's been getting better, and he's one.
Remember when they first came, he'd suck.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I believe that Xavier Woods is one of the popular members in the group.
I think that he is.
And I don't think I'm not saying it's because of wrestling, like the wrestling, like their what do you want to say, the performance in the ring. I think it's more because of how Xavier Woods has that YouTube channel. A lot of people watching, and watch his YouTube channel, and you get to see the genuine side of Xavier Woods more than Big E and Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods
Kofi already had a decent fan base to begin with.
Yeah.
I agree with it. I mean, we had a long discussion not too long ago. I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not about Xavier possibly being the best wrestler in the New Day right now. I don't think it was on the stream, but
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm really of a mind, and I didn't think about it until I read it. It's like Xavier Woods might just be, if you really look at all the stuff and all his athleticism and he's stronger than his size. He betrays his size. He's stronger than he looks. He's kind of like Cesaro in that regard.
Yeah.
And he's got the mic skills right up there with anybody else. I think, if I'm honest with myself, Big E has the upper hand on the mic skills just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I think
Xavier
Big
has.
More cringy, though, honestly. I'm not a big fan of Big E. I know he's okay. I'm not a big fan of him. He's good on a mic, but I just find his mic performance cringy, honestly. I'm not a big fan of it. And I understand how you
Yeah,
say it
that's
might be a little
definitely
bit better than Xavier Woods, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Kofi has some good mic experience.
Yeah, but there is
Kofi,
actually also something actually did actually happen also during that segment. There was a
what
little bit of
happened?
an incident when I think it was like Big E or it may have actually been Kofi
Come
Kingston
back.
who actually was like throwing
Welcome back.
like the pancakes.
Mhm.
One of the I think that it actually I put in Discord. Yeah, it's something about Corey Graves regarding Biggie Langston following an incident during SmackDown Live. Apparently, that's what apparently like, it's just saying. Yeah, I put it in Discord. It's got Corey Graves demand justice against Big E. Apparently, like it was like a hand. Apparently, like the hand went right in his palm. Don't know what that was about. I was just like, what?
Alright,
Okay, yo, look in Discord. Like it's in Discord. You'll probably find it. Street.
This wasn't a match, was it? This was like when they came out.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, he's talking about stuff that we usually save for the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
He just heard Big E and he couldn't hold it in.
No, no, but yeah, but it like it actually did actually happen like during the during that thing.
Segment.
Like, yeah, it happened during that segment.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, and so you know, yeah, let's just bring it up.
Oh, okay. I know what he's talking about. It was a little incident. Biggie threw off his jacket to ringside, and I guess Corey Graves was holding a pencil, and the jacket hit the pencil, and it punctured Corey Graves, and he was pissed off about it or something like that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's whatever. Yeah.
Why was he holding a pencil?
Your take on
so
this
sad.
New Day thing? This New Day match, well, not really New Day match, but basically, you know, Big E and the Miz match that happened.
Which the Bar actually got involved in this match.
Yeah.
It was actually like, so like we're probably gonna be like seeing a potential New Day versus Bar rivalry.
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah, because that's what like what it's actually like currently looking like.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that, a rival between the Bar and the New Day. So I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
I guess Soul's not here. He said he was back.
Where?
I'm here.
Yeah, dude. Soul is still here. Yeah, like after we just mentioned his name, he just appears out of nowhere.
I don't have anything to say on this. You guys covered everything.
Moving on. Another Money in the Bank
Soulamazin
match.
has just left. It was replaced by an AI. Uh-oh.
Money in the Bank qualifier match.
We
Diva
had
match. Lana versus Billie Kay.
God,
Lana making
official
a comeback
SmackDown Live. Comeback, and Lana unexpectedly got a victory over Billie Kay.
Yeah. Before we talk about the victory here, let's
How
just
good
say
is
Aiden English comes out and introduces Lana in a song, which was pretty well done in my opinion. I really like Aiden English.
Where was Rusev Day? No, he was in Bulgaria.
Whole gimmick. And during this match, let's just say Aiden English pulled out a sign that read Lana Day.
Lana Day.
Yeah. And I was like, oh god. And everybody started saying Lana Day. And I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I like the gimmick that Aiden English has, and it's done really well, and I think it'll be pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I think initial expectations were that Lana would cause the Rusev Day to break up, and because that's everything we've read, is that Lana was going to break up Rusev Day, and everything was going to go back to Rusev being the way he was before, which was terribly underused.
Just like this Bulgarian brute, which like no one even not even care about anymore. But
I mean, for most of the time, I was sitting there thinking, you know, here's what I thought, and I even put it in Discord. Oh, Aiden English is gonna screw up, and he's gonna cost Lana the match, and that's gonna be the end of Rusev Day, because all I've been, maybe it's being put out there for as a work for, you know, the fans, because a lot more fans now are doing their homework and they're reading and they're going and finding the rumors, and they know more than, you know, more than they're supposed to. So I think, you know, a lot of false information has been spread since like the beginning of wrestling. You know, they would spread lies just so that they could get a surprise out. But I think that may be kind of the case there, that they were feeding the rumor that they were going to break up Rusev Day so that the Smarks would be surprised too. Because I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, Lana is the best. Lana #1. They got me.
I love that song.
And that's Rusev, and that's what got Rusev over. And it's scary because it's an organic push, and that's something that's very dangerous, because they don't like organic pushes in the WWE. Just look at Zack Ryder. He got a huge push on his own off of social media and YouTube and his own stuff. His own hard work, and then he just turned around and got buried again.
Yep.
So I mean, it can go bad, but and it's almost the exact. It's a mirror image with what's going on with Rusev. So I'm worried, but who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
I'd like to see Mr. and Mrs. I would like to say see Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Banks, though. That would be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't try to clear Maurice to come back real quickly so they could have a Ms. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Oh god.
To help promote the TV show and all that. They like to do that kind of tie-in shit. You know.
I agree.
Okay, please just don't like actually give me buddy flashbacks to like when Miz won the Money in the Bank. I don't want
Good times.
Was that wasn't that match with the little girl making the face, was it?
Yes.
Miz girl.
Actually, no, that was actually like when the Miz cashed in on Randy Orton to become WWE champion. Still remember that match so specifically. And I wish like that would just like go straight to the slide. Oh god. The thing is like I do remember.
Oh my god. Now Bleacher Report is actually calling these things squash matches.
I've seen that.
It usually almost always used to tell, you know, who the guy was, even if it was some no-name jobber. But this one says Andrade Cien Almas squash match.
Oh god.
But so you got anything to say about the match before we move on?
Soul?
No, not really. Sheep covered exactly how I felt about it.
What about
good like that?
I think it's just
I didn't even see that match.
Oh, you didn't?
It's just riding on the coattails of the success of Rusev Day. I don't see a Miz and Mrs. Money in the Bank winning. I don't see Lana going that far.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past WWE to do it either, but I think a lot more people would be angry about it than would be happy, because she really is very, very mediocre in the ring. She's not a very great wrestler. I don't think she deserves to win the Money in the Bank, but you know, they
Here's
gave
the thing,
Carmella
man.
like a dirty win too, and look how far she's come. So
Yeah.
That's what I would rather see. Well, no, Carmella has been gold with. She's took it and ran.
yeah,
Like I hated Carmella, and I think I was supposed to hate Carmella, and now I like Carmella, and I think that was all supposed to happen that
and who
way.
knows? Maybe Lana's been training
Not
all
that
this time.
creative gets it right very often, but they got it right this time.
They definitely did.
With Carmella, I mean, I don't know about with everything else.
So yeah, so we got Andrade and Almas. Okay, what are like all of these local competitors? We need to like find like just someone better than these fucking local competitors.
Well,
That's
here's the
Ben.
thing. This next
That's
match.
thing. That's what squash match is.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is the next match. Yeah. Okay.
Who's gonna win the Money in
Almas
the Bank?
versus some random dude. Now, here's the thing about this squash match and why they're putting him in squash matches. It's to make him relevant. They cannot not make him relevant in the WWE SmackDown brand after coming from NXT as an NXT champion. So they gotta give him activity. He can't just sit in the back and do nothing. I mean, he just got off NXT where he was formerly NXT champion not
To
that
that,
long
I
ago.
respond. They haven't been shy about burying, Ty Dillinger and everybody else up to this point. Why stop now?
I don't know.
They've got plenty of people that they bury all the time. Why not at least give them a fucking paycheck for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I understand, the whole squash match too, new guy comes in, beats up a bunch of nobodies, so that automatically makes, especially the casual fans who don't know Andrade Cien Almas go, oh, look at this guy. He's obviously, if they're smart, know what they're watching, they're like, oh, this guy's getting a big push. Or if they're just casual fans, they're like, oh, this guy's just, way better than this other guy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it works
definitely.
both ways. And it works in Andrade Cien Almas his favor, for the most part. I'm sure that the hardcore fans and the smarks and all that, they probably don't enjoy it so much because nobody that's really, really into wrestling wants to watch a squash match.
Yeah.
Unless
Exactly.
it's a monster type guy like a Lars Sullivan or something like that, because you can
Braun
see
Strowman.
a Braun Strowman. I still can't remember which one it was where the guy screamed. I think it was an Authors of Pain move or something. No, I don't remember who it was, but it was the guy just screamed out loud. Oh, it was a Bludgeon Brothers match.
Mhm.
And the guy, Vinny picked him up and he screamed on the way down. And it was so hilarious. So, I mean, the monsters, that's kind of the guys you don't mind seeing in a squash match, but I don't want to see Andrade Cien Almas in a squash match. They could have put him in a rivalry right off the bat with any one of the people that they normally bury, and it would have been a little bit more worthwhile than seeing him fight two no names back
That
to
is
back.
one thing I do want to test.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Sheep. I agree with you there, but it's all lazy writing. That's all it is. I mean,
Yep.
they could just say, "Hey, let's bring Almas out there to fight some random dude." That's it. It's just lazy writing. That's all.
Yep.
Anybody else got anything to say? Soul, Fizzy,
no,
anything to say?
I'm just waiting
No,
for
I've just
an Andrade Cien Almas to have an actual storyline. It'd be great.
Yeah, I agree with that. Storyline, inbound, please.
there is some. Yeah. I might actually like leave it to the end.
Yeah, leave it to them.
Yeah, do that.
Because there is some rumors that might be something like a. Yeah, nah. No, I'm
Yeah.
actually not gonna spoil. Like, I'll leave it to the end.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the best part, I think. This is my opinion. The best part
Shinsuke
of
Nakamura
the
revealed the
show.
stipulation for his
AJ Styles
championship.
comes out for his little promo to
Yep.
bring out Shinsuke to
Shinsuke
hear,
Nakamura.
demand to
Yep.
hear the stipulation from Nakamura because Nakamura won over AJ for the winner chooses the stipulation match. Um, and yeah, AJ Styles is out there, demands to hear the stipulation. Um, and Shinsuke just, trash talks and then makes a joke about the stipulation saying that it would be a pillow fight. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm like, did he really just say it's gonna be a pillow fight? And AJ Styles was like, what? What? No. And it's like, and Shinsuke was just laughing about it. And then later
Yeah,
on during the
man.
match, the two men brawled. It moved
Yep.
to the outside of the ring where Nakamura took over in this little brawl, and he does hits him with a chair, I believe, and I
Yeah,
think
and then hits
he
him with the
huh?
Kinshasa.
Yeah, he hits him with the Kinshasa, and he starts
Yeah.
counting 1, 2, 3 to till 10.
Yeah,
And
to
then he
10, and
gets
then
up on the
announces.
announce table and it says, "Last man standing match," and that's where everybody finds out that's gonna be a last man standing match. And honestly, I don't mind seeing that kind of match. I think that'd be actually a pretty
Yeah.
decent match to see since the
Are you
whole
kidding me?
ordeal.
When's the last time you watched the Last Man Standing match?
Yeah,
Exactly,
what happens?
exactly.
Yeah.
When was the
Here's what
last time we
here.
got a
Let
last
me
man standing match?
tell you what happens in a Last Man Standing match. They do some stuff, and then they wait, and then they do some stuff,
And
and
then
then
they
they
wait. Yeah,
wait.
I know, but it could be interesting to see.
It could. I hope so. I hope it's a different take on the classic Last Man Standing match
Yeah,
because they're one
exactly.
of my
Yeah,
least
it
favorite
always actually
matches
like
in the
like actually.
WWE because they are slow. Their Last Man Standing matches are generally meant for people who don't have the stamina to put on an actual long match anymore.
And that's why I feel like bringing the last man standing match back, I think they might do something different here.
They're gonna
It
have
might
to.
make it more entertaining to see, especially with all the low blows going on and all the
Oh
crazy
yes.
shit that's been going on with Shinsuke and AJ. I feel
I
like
want
it
this
should be an
literally
interesting
to
match.
I want this to literally turn into a game of Rochambeau.
Oh god.
That's what I
Which
want
I've
this to be.
never ever heard of
A
this game.
lot. I want Rochambeau. If you've ever watched South Park, Cartman would
I've
say,
never watched
"Let's
South
play
Park. I'm so
Rochambeau,"
sorry.
and they would say, "What's Rochambeau?" And he would go, "First, I kick you in the nuts as hard as I can. Then you kick me in the nuts as hard as you can. The first one to fall down loses." And then he goes and kicks him in the nuts, and of course, you get kicked in the nuts, you fall down, so he wins every time.
Oh
But
my
you
god.
know, who can take a nut shot and stay down and get back up the most amount of times. So if it devolved into low blow after low blow after low blow, and then a series of 9 counts or something like that, I think as corny as it
Yeah.
is, I think I would enjoy that.
I mean, we got to see low blows plenty of times from Shinsuke.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's
is definitely
about
true. But yeah,
AJ's turn to get some more low blows up in there, and
yeah, definitely.
yeah, on Shinsuke. So
But I mean, I do generally hate last man standing matches. They're
yeah, I
so
understand
terrible.
what you mean.
Ah,
I know what you mean.
yes.
I
I
know what you
agree.
mean. So anybody
Yeah,
else
which
have any thoughts, opinions about this match type?
I
um
just want this rivalry to end after
um
this match. This needs to be the last. I've been
definitely.
saying this for like what, 5 weeks?
Yeah, true.
Like it's
I've
enough
been
is
I've
enough.
been saying it for a while.
They need to put on a
Definitely.
great
You heard it here,
match,
guys.
and it needs to have a big pop kind of ending. It can't just be a simple, oh, such and such wins because the other guys counted out. Like, and something big needs to happen. A title cash in,
Yeah.
Definitely.
some kind of turn, something shocking. Pay-per-views have been
Mm.
so bad this year, all
Yeah,
year,
Yeah, they have
definitely.
been
so
so bad.
bad. No title exchanges, no big
Yeah, but I
turns,
swear,
no new
like,
teams
it's
forming,
just
like
been,
just
like,
nothing
NXT
exciting.
has got like more better though. I swear NXT's got much better than all these stupid pay-per-views we've been having.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
But
KZ,
that's
you got
it.
anything to say? If you're still there, KZ?
Is he still here?
Did he fall asleep?
I think he did.
Oh my god. I think we got a sleeper, guys.
Hang on. Boom, boom, boom.
Street.
Wait, I think we actually do have a sleeper. Hang on.
What?
Budak, you still here?
Did they game?
I don't think he's here. Anyways.
Oh.
He just got here.
Budak?
KZ?
Are you still here?
No, I don't think
Not
he's
there,
here.
guys.
No.
Hang on.
He's
off. He is on the chat. I just heard.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
We were just talking about the Shinsuke and AJ Styles thing that happened, where Shinsuke said it's gonna be no disqualification. Well, no, not me. It's gonna be a last man standing match. What do you think about that?
I mean, I didn't really see it, but I don't know. Us standing matches are just complicated, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. They're boring, to be honest, to watch.
Yeah, that's where Sheep was saying that they
Like, you sit there for so long watching it, and you just don't get no interest in it because they don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, it could be something different that happens. I don't know. I'm hoping for something good.
Yeah.
Out of a last man stand match. Switch it up or something. Give us something interesting to see since we haven't seen
I
it
know.
forever.
Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Shit. I was like, not even like paying attention.
Did he fall down?
Whoops! I just dropped my controller for 1 second. Okay, there is actually like a little bit of thing like I just do not want to see. I swear, yo, if both superstars actually like can't even get back up to the count of 10, what is that actually that's gonna happen then?
The match continues.
Well, that's happened before. That's
how
how Undertaker retained 1 year against. I can't remember who it was, but
I think it was
1 year Undertaker.
I think it was Batista.
Edge. No, I think it was Edge.
No, I think it may be Batista. Hang on.
Well, maybe, but it doesn't matter. We don't have to go look it up. It's not that relevant. But it's happened before, and whoever is you don't have to look it up because I know what happened. Whoever wins.
I know that. Like.
Then, okay.
No,
whoever.
Like.
Never mind.
Yeah, no,
The person that retains the belt is the person who had it to start. So if it happened, AJ would retain. If there was a double count out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Alright, moving on. The Usos versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in a #1 contender match for
This
the
match
SmackDown title.
actually or should I actually say like the ending? The ending, it shocked me.
I'm pissed off at this match. Yeah, I'm pissed off.
We knew you would be.
Street.
Well, I believe so.
Because Usos need to win every day of the year.
He's been down
forever.
since day 1-ish.
I know,
Hey, so
but like,
I know you're with me on this. I know you're
I'm
with
not.
me on this. I know you're
I'm not exactly.
He was an Uso fan back when the Usos wore face.
I can't really say that I'm with you on it because I'm not necessarily pissed off about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Usos fan. What I'm mad about is that the Usos have been they've disappeared for the past month or so, and then they come back just to lose a match. I don't understand why they're like downplaying the Usos, but I'm sure there's I'm sure there's a silver lining around it. I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe they've been on a vacation or something, I don't know. And
I don't know. I'm still upset from the fact that they lost the title to fucking Bludgeon Brothers, and then
Shut
they
your mouth.
disappear.
Shut your mouth.
I agree as
And
well.
then they disappear.
I agree as well.
Hang
The Bludgeon
on.
Brothers didn't deserve
Just
to be
shut
the
up.
Usos. They're too.
I
Shut
can't
up.
stand the Bludgeon Brothers.
The
Shut
Usos
up.
are
It's
better
a
than them
shame,
and
though.
light
Hang on a
years
second,
better
dude.
than them.
It's a shame though, because the Usos
The
were
Bludgeon
a
Brothers are pretty
great.
good. It's just
I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers beating the
Usos were
Usos
great
is
as champions.
comparable to if Baron Corbin was to beat Seth Rollins for a title. I look at it like that.
Yeah.
It's just it's
The
gross.
Usos were great as champions. They made that title what it was, right, at the moment. Well, not the moment, but what it was when they
No,
had
what
it.
made no. What made that title as amazing as it was when they had it were the fights that between them and New Day. You're giving Usos all the credit, but the other half of that
No,
whole
I am
thing was New
exactly
Day.
giving the Usos a lot of credit because
some of the, like,
You're giving them
find
all
them-
the credit. The New
Exactly,
Day was
I
half
am.
of that.
tag team match.
I
Remember
am
that?
being a little
Match?
biased here. I
Do
will
remember that?
agree. I'm not a big fan of the New Day as I used to be when they first formed. I find their thing boring now.
We've talked about that and how it's gotten stale, and a lot of people want to see it end. And I mean, it is
And
what
the
it is.
only
All
thing
good
that I
things have to
cared
end.
about on SmackDown as a tag team stable was the Usos, and I stand by that factor of Usos being my favorite tag team stable on SmackDown. I'm just standing for what I like. I'm not gonna go and like the Bludgeon Brothers that just throw off the Usos, and no, that's not gonna happen for me. I'm not gonna become a Bludgeon Brothers fan now that I see the Bludgeon Brothers win the titles.
I'm a Luke Harper fan.
anything,
I don't
I'd
give
rather
a
see the New
damn.
Day.
I don't know if this makes sense or not.
Good for
I don't really give a shit about the
You
Bludgeon
better watch
Brothers.
where you're going.
I don't.
Watch where you're going.
I don't really give a shit about the Bludgeon Brothers.
I heard where you're going.
I
with
like
this.
Luke Harper, but I don't like the Bludgeon Brothers. I don't know if that makes sense
What's
to you
your
or
problem
not.
with Eric
But
Rowan? What's your problem with Eric Rowan?
Okay, I will say this right now. Eric Rowan, like that. Yeah, when they were actually in like the Wyatt family, I completely just like automatically just hated Eric Rowan. I'm sorry, but I had
I
to.
didn't even know
just
Eric
admit
Rowan
this.
was a person in the Wyatt family, because all I
He
saw was
was.
Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper doing
Bray
most of the
Wyatt?
work.
Mhm.
That's true.
And
Yeah, but
I'm
like
sorry to say.
he didn't do much.
What was
I
like-
think
like,
Braun
like-
Strowman did more work
Yeah,
than
what was like
Eric
He
fucking
didn't
Rowan.
do much in
Like-
his singles when he was by himself either. I mean, I don't hate Eric Rowan. Don't get me
Eric Rowan
wrong.
needs to go. Yo,
I don't hate
guys,
Eric
so
Rowan.
Yo, Eric
He
Rowan
just
needs to go back to NXT.
couldn't wrestle very well, and
Saying
he
that.
just couldn't. I don't know. There's nothing about
This
him
is
that makes me
NXT.
want to see him. Like, oh,
I don't know.
Guys,
Like,
you guys
what-
ready for SmackDown next weekend? We get to see the Bludgeon Brothers, guys. Oh my God, it's gonna be so cool. Alright,
Nobody
I
says
mean,
that.
I get to see Eric
Okay,
Rowan,
which-
so there's that.
Okay, our next match we got Naomi taking on Sonya Deville in a women's Money in the Bank qualifying match.
I guess KZ's thought don't matter about the new Usos and the club.
No, he's just a guest.
Just a guess.
Well, I kind of actually wanted the club to win anyway, so
I didn't.
I'd rather the Usos win, to be honest.
Exactly.
I already
I
said
have
exactly what this was for. Street wanted the Usos to win. I said no, because that would have just mean that the Usos would have had to lose to Bludgeon Brothers again. Because the only thing that's about to happen is Bludgeon Brothers
I
about to
know.
run this
I
bitch.
understand that.
It's about to be the Bludgeon
The
Brothers.
Bludgeon
yard
Brothers
for
are about to
all-
lose
they're
at
gonna-
Money in
they're
the
gonna
Bank.
No,
They are.
they're about to lock the tag team division down for about
Don't even
a
use
quarter
that shit.
century.
No,
Don't
they're
even
not.
Use that shit. They're not locking shit
Okay, if
down.
you're
I'm
gonna,
giving
if
them
you
a
guys,
decade or so.
if anybody's gonna talk shit about Brock Lesnar, you need to say the same thing about the Bludgeon Brothers because they haven't defended them titles since they won them until
yes,
this pay-per-view.
That is true.
And Brock was
true.
defending at pay-per-views as well, so you can't even. There's no escape. They're in the
But
same
how many
boat.
pay-per-views?
They're in the same
At least
boat.
they show
How
up
many?
every week.
They haven't showed up every week.
Close
They
to
haven't
it.
competed since
Okay,
they won the
no,
titles.
Hang on. Last
They
week
did a
didn't
stupid
show up.
little creepy in a Walmart truck semi-trailer with toys laying around the fucking place. Stupid bullshit.
Don't
That
talk
doesn't
about Eric
count.
Rowan,
That
man.
doesn't count as showing up.
Oh my god.
The back of a semi-trailer
No,
is jerking each other off
I
and
mean,
Look at this.
trading helmets. No one cares about that.
Oh my god.
They're creepy. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fake. It's like taking a turd out of the toilet and putting like a really pretty label around it, like a real shiny aluminum label around it.
So
And
now,
calling
so
it the Bludgeon Brothers. Look, it's good now. It's good now, guys. Look, it looks cool and interesting on the outside, but deep down, when it comes down to it, it's still a heaping pile of shit. It's still a turd. It just looks good on the outside. We just put a skin on these guys because the last 5 skins we put on them didn't work, so let's throw another one on there.
Hey, I'll tell you what it is.
You know, why don't they have Roman Reigns come out with a fucking Thor hammer and a mask on his face, and maybe people will like him
I'll tell you
too.
what the Bludgeon Brothers is, alright? I'll tell you straight up what it is. The Bludgeon Brothers is a new player of Fortnite with a no skin, and then he gets the money to buy his skin.
Yeah.
He thinks he's all that. No,
Looking,
that's exactly who they are.
Hang on a
There's that
second.
noob that finally got their $50
So yes, as
little.
finally got their little $20 from their grandma for their birthday and bought the fucking Wukong skin and think they're gonna come out and put on a good match. Not today, Vince. Not today.
The only way.
The only way I allow the club to win is if they come out as Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson.
You never know.
What? Okay, so yes, Blood
I'd
Fury
pay for
actually
that.
just said so. As great as the brothers are, and as amazing as Rowan's beard is, the other tag team is the Bizcliz. What the? What? Okay, I do not know what this is, but my loyalty to the New Japan Pro Wrestling means that I have to push for the Good Brothers.
Alright, let's move on here from let's take the
whole
trash
situation
out.
bit, buddy.
Alright, let's take the trash out and move on.
To the Naomi
Oh,
versus
on
Sonya
Sonya Deville versus Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Money in the Bank, qualifier match.
There's no reason to even
You know
talk
who
about
won
this,
this match
to be
already.
honest.
They counted so many
This made my
times,
stomach
so what the
hurt.
heck?
This was a bad match, bruh.
So bad.
is a
Well, we
bad
don't need to
match.
talk about this.
Yeah, we really.
Do we just want to? Let's just go. Let's just go. We're
Just say
done.
who won.
We talk. It was a bad
No,
match.
let's
That's it.
just
Naomi won.
Naomi-
She'll be in the Money in the
Naomi-
Bank.
okay, wait,
Good
wait.
stuff.
Let's get that match stuff.
Yeah. Naomi's good. Good.
Naomi's good.
Yeah.
She won. She's gonna be in the Money in the Bank.
I needed to
She's not gonna win it, but
needs
she's
a
in
better
it.
body gimmick. So
Keep on. All right. Great topic,
Yeah,
guys.
this is a great match. I mean, even the Bleacher Report gave it a D+. I mean, they were a little bit you know, generous giving the plus besides the D. I mean, I would have gave it a D-.
One last thing about this before we inevitably skip it. I just want to say that Sonya Deville's entrance when she gets in the ring is the most cringy thing I've ever seen in my life. So bad. It's so bad. You're not. What is she, fucking Rocky? The flashing lights and shit. It makes me want to throw up every time. And then she's got really dark lipstick on, so when that light is flashing, like her face looks pale, but her lips look dark, and she looks like she's sick or something. Like she's fucking dying. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. So bad.
Street, are you actually gonna pick someone? Street?
No, because I haven't even was looking at that. I was just.
I've been trying to tell you about that for
in the
about
match.
45 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm not even in the match.
Definitely.
I wasn't paying attention to that, man.
Oh,
I had my
fuck,
shit.
Street.
I had my thing not even on the game.
Oh god, Street. Okay, so can we move on to the final fucking match? This.
Good match,
Yes.
honestly.
The Daniel
mean,
Bryan versus
Daniel
Jeff Hardy
Bryan
match.
versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy.
Yep, and of
winning
course,
via
we
submission,
also, yep,
which was
definitely.
interesting. Samoa Joe
Which
sat
actually
at commentary
healed.
during this match because
Yep.
I believe there's gonna be I believe there's gonna be a Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan rivalry. Reason being is I believe because this is gonna be saved for the end of the whole entire after we get NXT done. I was gonna bring this up, but since we're already talking about it, Big Cass has an injury, so I guess Samoa Joe is replacing the rival between Big Cass and Daniel
Good. It'll
Bryan.
actually be good now.
So yeah,
Better than Big Cass. Although Big Cass was getting better somewhat, I don't think that he was ready to get put over by Daniel Bryan for damn sure.
No.
yeah,
It should have been Smojo all along.
yeah. I mean, for a second, I didn't know what they were gonna do with what they're doing with Samoa Joe because he was everywhere. He
No.
fucking fought Roman and talked shit about Roman. Then he called out AJ and whatnot and talked shit about AJ and whoever else it was during that segment. And then
I think that's just what Samoa Joe does, though.
He should have beat Roman because Roman beating him did no good for Roman anyways. So what was the point?
I don't know.
That's definitely true.
Samoa Joe needed to win more than him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Samoa Joe,
Yeah,
talk about somebody who has a future.
That I'll agree with because I saw that match as pointless. And
I really think
I don't
Samoa
know if I
Joe
ever said that, but
I think he's angling like for a commentary position.
oh god,
Has
no!
anybody
I
else
don't
noticed
want.
this?
I
Has
don't
anybody else
want that.
noticed how he tries
Samoa
to like
Joe should
really
be
dig into
a
he
champion.
digs into the commentary and like every time he's up there at the commentary, he's like talking up both people. Like he'll talk about their good stuff and he'll talk about them like they're really, really good. It'd be like, well, the good thing about Daniel Bryan is he does this and this and he's so fast and he's got this and I think he's got a future in commentary if
Yeah, future. Let's leave it at that. I
I'm
want
not
to
I'm
see
not saying he's
in-ring
going for it
performance.
now. I'm
Yeah.
saying that
I think he
I'm
could
saying
do
he's
it.
thinking long term.
He's that good on the
That's what I'm
microphone. I
thinking.
think he'll
see
be.
that. I see
He'd
it
almost
too.
be
I
like
see that.
another
I
Taz.
agree.
Go back and watch
Yeah.
this match and watch how he breaks it down like a commentator. He doesn't do it like a wrestler that's sitting out there trying to get their angle apart. He goes
No,
out
I
there and
totally
he
agree.
talks about the moves and he talks about the strategies and I mean he breaks it down further than like any of the wrestlers who are commentators, the Booker T and Jerry Lawler. He breaks down the technical parts of it and he's trying to apply pressure to this part, we're using it. He breaks them down and I really appreciate some of his commentary. Um, that's I think he's gonna I think he's angling long term to try to have a career and because if you make it through the first I don't know 10 years with WWE, you probably got a job for life as long as you don't fucking Enzo that shit.
So that shit.
Why is it always actually
Enzo
like,
didn't do anything though.
just like it just comes like full circle back around to Enzo. Great.
Don't Enzo that shit, guys. Don't Enzo it.
No.
Daniel Bryan won by a submission.
Yeah.
That pissed me
Yeah,
off.
thanks to like the heel hook.
That pissed me off. I don't think he should have won by
actually-
submission. I can understand him winning, whatever. I'm a diehard since day one Jeff Hardy fan, but I understand Daniel Bryan defeating him, I guess, because it's Daniel Bryan, it's the WWE, and Daniel Bryan has the shine, and nothing else matters.
And they're not gonna.
But why have your United States champion get submitted? Why? For what?
They're not. They're not gonna push that. Watch. They're just gonna ignore that completely. Watch. He'll go on and defend. If he doesn't lose his United States Championship, he might get booked to lose it, which makes sense because I'll be honest. Other than that AJ Styles match, Jeff Hardy hasn't really had a good match since he's come back. Besides the tag team stuff at the very beginning, like when he was fresh, he's looked really, really old in the ring. I mean, like every move he does. I mean, I'm probably sounding like a broken record, and I love Jeff Hardy, but he's
it's
the one
true
that looks
though.
broken.
And if this was a title match, then I completely understand. But why would you have your United States champion get tapped out in a non-title match? I don't understand. There's no reason. This is retarded. You just want to make Daniel Bryan look good, but not give him the title. Like, I don't understand.
Well, I think initially it was supposed to be I think it was a last-minute decision, and they kind of bit the bullet on it.
They seem to do that a lot.
Cass is fucked again, so we have to have somebody, and I guess Jeff Hardy was like, I'll do it, because that's probably the kind of, that's the way I picture it going on backstage.
Yeah.
It probably was some different thing, like Vince is like, well, get Jeff Hardy to do it, goddammit. I don't know. But Bryan had to win, yeah, obviously. And there's no way around that.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so whoever actually wins out like between Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan, so do they go in the Money in the Bank briefcase match?
That was one thing that I didn't like about this was, oh, what is this? This is an opportunity for an opportunity for an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got the opportunity to have this match, for the opportunity to fight Samoa Joe, for the opportunity to get the opportunity to go for the championship.
Shit. And it's just like,
this SmackDown. Holy shit! Wait! SmackDown really is the land of opportunities.
It also means that either Daniel Bryan or Samoa Joe aren't going to be competing in the ladder match, which is kind of a bummer in my opinion.
Hang on.
That means one of them may possibly not even be at Money in the Bank. They may not even be performing. And we all know...
Well, Jeff, that's probably another reason why Jeff had to lose, because now they're going to 4-hour pay-per-views. Probably all the belts are going to be defended. And probably Jeff Hardy's going to have to defend his United States belt. And they didn't want to have him in 2 matches, so he had to lose.
Yeah, but if they had to compete against each other, then he had to lose. But Daniel Bryan could have faced somebody else in a qualifying match. It didn't need to be Jeff.
Obviously, but they a lot of times I don't think there's if they've got a script and it's set and these people are fighting these people, then most of the other people know they're not doing anything that night. So a lot of them probably aren't there. It's their day off. So I think that's what's happened there. Is they didn't have anybody else.
I don't think so, because I don't think a SmackDown superstar gets Tuesday nights off. They're off like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday or something like that. They have schedules.
There's probably plenty of them on hand. Yeah, I guess.
And if you're right, and Jeff Hardy does have to defend his title at Money in the Bank, he's coming off of a loss to Daniel Bryan defending his title.
He's probably going to lose.
He's just screwed
it,
either way.
Don't you think this United States run has kind of run its course?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, though, I mean, that's just kind of
longer than Randy Orton's, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. But like,
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do know. Yeah, but there is actually like one spot left in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So
it's Daniel Bryan or Samoa Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the last spot.
Yeah, it is Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe.
They're not gonna leave Daniel Bryan out.
Definitely.
Because what else are they gonna do with him?
Definitely, that's true.
The WWE is so predictable. I could see Daniel Bryan winning it and cashing in and winning the title.
I mean, I don't know. People like Jeff Hardy too.
People love Jeff Hardy.
It'd be an interesting one, to be honest.
And I mean, Jeff Hardy has that Undertaker thing where it doesn't matter really how bad it looks or how old he's getting or how slow he has to go or how much he has to slow himself down. We'll still watch and we'll still cheer. But, I mean, on the inside, we're like, man, I wish I would have got a better match than that.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't want to admit it to our friends or to ourselves, but, on the inside, we're always like, that could have been a better match.
All right, are we gonna have Sheep cover NXT Street?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Of course.
I haven't
Sheep
even watched
cover.
NXT
She's
again.
been covering NXT since we started. Honestly,
Yeah.
so.
So yeah, NXT started
Okay,
off
how
heavy
did I cover
machinery.
NXT? How do I, you know,
You cover. He didn't
NXT?
say you cover. He said you cover. You nothing. Then you over your
No, I
head. You're
didn't. I
drowning.
didn't say. I didn't mean Ben in that way. I said Sheep's been covering NXT since we started the podcast. Because
Yeah, he does it every week.
if you
That's
guys
what he
don't
meant.
know, I don't watch NXT.
Yeah, well, I didn't
I
actually
rarely
watch
watch
it. Yeah,
NXT.
because I
We
fell
know you
asleep.
didn't watch it, Ben. You made a point of
Ben is
telling us.
triggered.
We've been through that.
It's not the
Triggered.
Hang on.
best.
Okay, Daniel Bryan's Mojo
What's
declares
not
for
the
the final
best?
fight.
Maybe, are you
NXT.
talking about this NXT or are you talking about NXT in general?
NXT in general.
You're full of shit. NXT is hands down better than Raw or SmackDown. We just
It is
don't.
That
okay.
is true.
Most of us don't watch it because we don't have the time and we've been tricked
Exactly.
into
That's why.
Yeah,
believing
so
that.
busy like with the other
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
that's why I don't watch. Is I don't really have the time.
Yes, you
I
do.
mean,
It's not
I
that long
kind
of a
of
show.
like. I don't want to watch wrestling 3 times in a row. Is what I'm saying. I watch wrestling 2 times in a row already, and I watch that right when I get home from work. And I don't want to do that 3 times in a row and not have like any me time. You know what I mean? I work during the week, and I know I don't work during the weekend. I could probably watch it, but the thing is, we do the podcast around this time, so the only
Yeah,
time I would.
I think we're all doing just about everything we can to fit what we do watch into our schedules. But you
Yeah.
could probably squeeze NXT in there. You know,
I
one of those
mean,
It's like
days
an
instead of
hour.
I've
watching
watched NXT
instead of watching,
before.
you know, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, one of those days, you know, or Jersey Shore, you could probably watch some NXT. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, you guys know, like, well, KZ, you don't know this, but I have watched it before and talked about it before on the podcast. It was like, what, 2 times I've seen it since we started, and I
Look,
gave my thoughts and
that's the
opinion
thing.
on it, and
The
I
thing
thought it was
about
pretty well.
NXT that I prefer is that I do like the network and I like almost most of the original content. Some of it's stupid garbage, but
Yeah.
NXT is always accessible for me. The whole thing, always, and I can go watch it on Friday. I can watch it right on Saturday morning. I can always watch NXT.
Yeah,
So I
shit.
mean, and I can even go back. So there's really no excuse to not watch NXT when
Yeah.
I would rather miss Raw or SmackDown than I would miss NXT. And the thing about NXT is it's only like an hour.
Yeah.
It's not even like you're taking that much time out of your life. I would rather watch NXT than
All right. Let's talk about this week's show.
Yeah, we're done.
I think
Yeah.
the point is she likes
Okay.
NXT. Yeah, we get it.
NXT's great.
Let's also bring
It's not
this up
always
saying
great.
let's also bring this up saying NXT pay-per-view was better than WrestleMania. So let's just say that. That proves that NXT
Which is true.
is a good brand. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
moving on.
All right, so we had
Moving on
Heavy
now.
Machinery squaring off against TM61 right after TM61's big heel turn. I guess it was last week or the week before last. It's usually like every other week before we see anybody again after they do something. So TM61, the prior match, won by Dirty Pin, and
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. A lot of people didn't. And TM61's kind of still under the radar, even though they were a big deal with the Authors of Pain thing in that first Dusty Rhodes Classic. But then the injury kind of took them off the map for a while, and then most people don't even remember who they are now. I just know them as the guys who have that Pokemon move for a name.
Oh.
But I really wanted to see Heavy Machinery go over in this case because they've been taking a lot of L's for the team lately and getting buried a lot. And I like Dozovich, and I like Dozovich a lot better than I like Tucker.
Agreed.
But Dozovich is hilarious, and Tucker's just kind of bland on the mic and not very great in the ring, but he's okay. I can see him getting better.
Yeah, I didn't know Tucker was in wrestling.
Right. This was Thorne and Miller won again with heel tactics, and it all builds up towards them. I bet they're gonna get some kind of push, but how could they get a push against Undisputed Era or anything like that? They're not gonna beat Undisputed Era. I mean, I'm just sorry. That's just if I were booking, I wouldn't have TM61. I wouldn't have heels beat heels unless they're trying to join Undisputed Era and like make a bigger. Let's see, they kind of have the look of like that kind of heel that would be in a Undisputed Era type faction. So maybe there could be a growing going on there. But did you watch it, Soul?
Yeah, I watched it.
What'd you think
I
about
think
it?
it was a pretty good match. I thought, well, I still think that there's something big coming for Heavy Machinery. They've been taking on a lot of losses to put over a lot of other teams. I think this one is obviously TM61 won with heel tactics, like you said. So I think that Heavy Machinery is finally going to get their moment pretty soon, sooner than later. They've been around for a long time.
I agree.
They took a lot of L's, but I think they're gonna get their moment
I
soon.
think they just got to keep grinding it out. They'll either get a chance
You
or
can
they'll
see
grow
the
a main
fans each
roster.
week more and more digging them, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Uh, so the next match we had Kyrie Sane with a little bit of Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is one of the few things in WWE that I'm just like I'm not sure about because there's times when I'm like, okay, she's kind of cool, and then there's times when I'm like, she's really cringy sometimes. And the punch is called the women's right, and I went over this before. I hate that name. That's so dumb. Like, okay, feminism is here. I get it, and you're, that what's her name, Rosie the Riveter. I get it, but it's a bad the punch. Like, you don't look.
Lacey Evans is one of the few things I don't like about NXT.
I agree. She doesn't look like someone who could throw a knockout punch and it be a finisher. Like, she's not China. She's not Beth. She's not Beth Phoenix. Nia Jax could have a knockout punch. Not Lacey Evans. She's like 6'1" and like not maybe 6'1". She might be like 5'11" or something. It's hard to judge size on when you're watching TV. But and it was an upset victory for sure because a lot of people still don't even know who Lacey Evans is, and like a lot of people don't understand the push that she's getting. She has been around since the Mae Young Classic, and she put in some solid performances in that, and I liked her better in that because she was a face, and it was more of a like patriotic type thing, and she wasn't as snobby and just kind of annoying. But now she is annoying, and I mean, a lot of times it's hard for me to draw the line or tell where the line is between the heel that they're trying to make me see and the heel that I'm seeing. Like, sometimes I think they're doing too good. Like, they're doing this on purpose. Like, she's this annoyingly bad on purpose so that I'll really, really not like her, so that I'll continue to, you know, talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Baron Corbin thing.
Yeah.
He's like so bad, and like the wrestling at first was not great, and we were just like, what gives? Why do they keep on just going with this, even though we're obviously like, meh. So I mean, we'll see where it goes. I liked Kairi Sane, and I hope she would. Well, I guess she's still got time to win some titles, but I don't see it happening in the future right now, especially with all the other crap going on.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think Nikki Cross is
So-
gonna
Kind of like, yeah.
get
It's
the
like
title
I'm just
soon.
watching it right now again.
What do you think about it, Saul?
About the match,
Yeah.
it was a decent match. Even though I really don't like Lacey Evans, it was still a pretty decent match. I think Kairi Sane is a better wrestler, but it wasn't a bad match. But I don't really get the purpose. I don't really see Lacey Evans being in the title picture anytime soon. We already have the Shayna and Dakota Kai thing going on, and then Nikki Cross getting involved in that. I think that Nikki Cross most likely will be the next title reign, so that they can bring her up to SmackDown with the rest of Sanity sooner than later. I don't think it's gonna be Kairi Sane or Lacey Evans or Dakota Kai.
No, Dakota Kai's definitely winning over Shayna Baszler. She's totally taking the title. She's gonna make Shayna Baszler tap, as a matter of fact.
I think she's gonna toughen up and she's gonna have a decent match with Shayna, but I don't think she's gonna win.
No, I think they should do a montage and like have her like get really good in like a matter of days. Show it on a montage, and then she breaks her arm.
The freak.
Wait,
Obviously,
who
I'm
breaks the
kidding.
arm?
Dakota Kai breaks Shayna Baszler's arm.
Oh
All
god.
right, so if you want to move on.
Yeah.
We have got the Lars
Ricochet,
Sullivan, Ricochet,
Velveteen Dream, and Lars Sullivan. Ben, you can't talk about it if you didn't watch it. So this was pretty. It was better than I thought because I was
Same.
kind of disappointed in the booking of it at first because I didn't want to see. I didn't think that either Ricochet or Velveteen Dream needed to be in a handicap match against Lars Sullivan. While Lars Sullivan does have strong booking, I don't think that they needed to diminish the value of either Velveteen Dream or Ricochet, who just came in from the indie scene with a hot, you know, with a big full head of steam, especially after that takeover match, and then just say, well, neither one of you is good enough to take on Lars Sullivan alone.
Right. And this wasn't what I expected, but I wasn't surprised either.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. You know, I should have. I guess that's kind of the thing. They're like, oh man, I should have seen you. Got me again, Velveteen. Exactly. You know, so it was, you know, if in case for those of you who didn't watch, you know, Lars Sullivan, they were teaming up and everything was going good, and it looked like they could probably beat Lars Sullivan, and Velveteen Dream turned on Ricochet and hit him with that weird cartwheel slam, which I know I call it weird cartwheel slam, but it looks pretty fucking awesome.
It does. It's the something driver, isn't it? I can't remember, rolling something driver. It's called.
And I mean, some other people probably have done it before, but I don't think anybody ever did it and made it look that good. I'm sure it's been done before, but it probably looked like a really dumb cartwheel.
He just plays it off, like the way like kicks his legs when he's doing it.
He does it, yeah.
It's like he's dancing.
Yeah, when he does it, it looks like it's a crazy.
And I couldn't help but to bust out laughing when Velveteen Dream's like, "You want to screw me? I'll screw you." I was just like, what? I was just waiting on one of them to bust out laughing. Like, I don't know why. It was just the way he said it was just funny to me.
Right.
Yeah.
This was a match that made made it worth watching NXT.
But I don't know.
And,
Velveteen Dream.
if this would have been the only thing that happened on NXT, I would have been happy. But there was more later, so we'll get into that in a minute. But you were gonna say
Velveteen Dream is one of those guys that when he first debuted in his first few weeks, he was so cringy and it was just weird. It was just like, what is this? Like, what's going on?
I hated it.
But now he's one of those guys I
And it
tune in
wasn't,
every week to see. Like, he's actually really, he's a great performer.
Like, when I get you, when I hated him at first, I mean, I was like, it wasn't homophobia. It was like, is he supposed to be like gay? Is he supposed to be like a gold dust type thing? Is
Yeah, that's what I mean too. Like, I just didn't know. Like, I didn't understand what he was trying to do.
And then I kind of got it. I guess it all clicked into play. I guess during the Aleister Black kind of feud, and I was like, he's playing a character, but he's taking it very, very seriously. And he's a damn good performer, and he earned my respect.
Yep.
And Ricochet, you can't. I obviously this builds into a feud with them, and it gets the Lars Sullivan angle out of the way. Nobody's worried anymore about what Lars Sullivan's doing, as far as Ricochet and Velveteen Dream are concerned. So this leaves the door open for us to finally get the actual match between Ricochet and Velveteen Dream that we wanted to see to begin with.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because I see a lot of promise in the first two encounters.
Yep.
Anything else about that one, Sol?
No, I'm good.
So we finished off with a little bit of Johnny Gargano.
No, that never happened. It ended with that match.
It ended with that
Yeah,
match?
nothing else happened.
No, it actually happened with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Oh, what? What are you guys talking about?
Bro, it actually
didn't
happened.
happen.
But did you not like this part, Sol?
I liked seeing the depression on Johnny's face when he murdered his own wife. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Ciampa's probably the best heel in WWE, all of WWE right now.
Definitely.
I mean, and that's putting him above the main roster people. That's putting him right now. I mean, I'm not talking about like all time and stuff like now, but currently in my power rankings, if I had one that was heels and faces, at the top of the heels right now would be Tommaso Ciampa. I'm above the Miz, above everybody else. He didn't murder his. He got pushed into, or it wasn't pushed into. It was.
No, he accidentally collided with his wife.
He was knocked off the ring apron and he fell into Candice LeRae, and she sprawled out on the down on the ramp like she was literally dead. Like, cause she's an in-ring performer. She's a wrestler. She can't take one bump. She's just sprawled out, arms and legs sprawled out, passed out. It didn't sell to me. That can happen to Stephanie McMahon, I guess, or like, a manager woman. But if you're a wrestler, you can't take one bump. Like, I don't know.
But they do. Well, they do that. They do that to superstars.
I know.
Just to sell it.
I know.
I guess
I'm overlooking. I'm judging it too hard because I don't like Johnny Gargano. I'm hating on it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
We don't need another Daniel Bryan. That's all I'm saying. We don't need another. We don't need another love me so feel sorry for me, crybaby fucking story. We don't. We need more heels, if anything. We need more Ciampas. We need more beat the shit out of people, turn on each other. But we're not gonna get it because it's 2018. That's where wrestling's at.
Well, I think that the rivalry needs to come to an end.
Yes,
soon.
please.
I mean, it's still fine, but they're gonna run out of steam really quickly, and they don't want it to turn into. They definitely don't want to turn it into like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn Part 2.
Well, we have actually now found out, because I've actually been doing my research, that it may be a street fight between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa because of the last man standing match between yeah, I don't know like what it was, but like some strange reason, like one of I think it was like because of like the AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura match. Like I think they were gonna do Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a last man standing match, and then AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura took that idea, so then they decided, let's just put them in a street fight now. Yo, which I would have actually loved to see just Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa just face off against each other.
I don't. This is WWE. No, I don't want last man standing matches. But this is WWE, and I don't want to see a street fight match either because I don't want to see anything.
You don't want to
hardcore.
see street fight in a match? You said?
Yeah.
I don't want to see street fights. I don't want to see any hardcore stuff because of the simple fact that WWE is PG now, and that means that the
match is gonna be trash.
Hardcore stuff, the weapons and the stuff. It's all really bad bumps and super toned down to the point where I would rather just see a match in the ring than them try to get over with.
Somebody's gonna get tapped in the back with a steel chair once during the match.
I mean, like,
and the announcers are like, "Oh my god,
mean, a guy,
steel chair."
What do you mean to tell me a guy can't, blade or make a little cut on purpose, and they still do intentional bleedings, by the way, and give Randy Orton concussions and give who did he open up? Who else did he open up after that? Who did Brock Lesnar open
Roman?
Up most recently? Yeah. And, open up Roman Reigns and bust them open. But that we can't take a fucking chair shot anymore? You can't have any real weapons anymore? What the hell? I mean, people used to go, I know it's whatever, PG, but come the fuck on.
There was like something you had to get.
They pick and choose what they want at our expense. The last hardcore match that I really recall was that one with Dean Ambrose and I guess it was Brock Lesnar. Well, no, it was Brock Lesnar. Oh, yeah. And it had chainsaws or something like that. And that was the worst thing I've seen Dean Ambrose in my life because he's supposed to be, well, it was.
I just watched that not too long ago. It was pretty bad.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's it for NXT.
Yeah, that's.
Where's Street at?
Where is Street anyway? Did you guys straight to bed? Hang on, I'm gonna quickly check this. Is he even still in the party?
You better not went to bed. I'm an hour over here.
Yeah, definitely, man.
No, he got lost.
Wait, hang on. Wait a minute. Gargano was actually wearing a neck brace, like coming into the arena. I just realized that last second. Yeah, I'm like watching it now. Oh god.
Yeah. So you guys got any rumors? Let's try to speed this up because I need to end this.
Okay.
Rumors. Yeah, the big one that I got was the big one that I found was the one I posted earlier today about Rey Mysterio mentioning that he might want to lead a new version of the LWO with the current Latino superstars like Andrade Cien Almas, Lince Dorado. I think that was Lince Kalisto, Sin Cara,
it was Lince Dorado.
And Selena Vega. Missing from that wasn't Grand Metalik wasn't in that. Yeah, I didn't see him in the photo. No,
Grand Metalik was in it, was part of it.
He wasn't in the photo. It was Sin Cara and Kalisto, unless Sin Cara wasn't in it. One of them was missing anyway.
You get the point.
But yeah, that's I could be down for that. I like Rey Mysterio and.
Hang on a second, dude. Yeah, Grand Metalik is in it. I just checked.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Sin Cara is part of it.
It's all the luchadors or Mexican wrestlers in general that are in the company. That would be involved.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god.
So Ben, you had something to talk about?
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually like the thing I was going to talk about was the freaking like Latino World Order like 2.0. That might happen.
Oh, Sheep stole your thing.
Oh, I stole your.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
posted-
She was like, oh yeah, I had like something planned. I was like, no. Let's see if I can. Why is like my freaking pinky hurt like so much? Like every time I always put it right near my face.
That's a good
Is that a rumor?
What
are you talking?
I've been waiting all day to hear some about your
Do
pinky.
Does anybody have any more
Wait a minute.
legitimate rumors?
Here. Okay,
Stand
yeah,
there
I just put
slowly.
something in Discord for you guys. This is what I mean about that stupid thing I was like talking about, the Money in the Bank match thing. That's what I was actually talking about. Oh, Tony Storm reportedly signs deal with the WWE, so yeah, she might be coming to WWE.
Well, she's probably going to be in this year's Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
She's not the only one. They're
SmackDown
saying
Live ratings.
Jason Jordan may be at Raw next Monday.
Fuck. Hang on.
Fuck, man. What the hell?
All right, guys.
We're losing.
Oh,
We're losing podcast members left and right over here. Somebody, there's some other new and upcoming podcast channel, and they're sniping us out one by one. Street made it out alive apparently, but they got mid. Fuck. No, you disappeared and then Ben went, oh fuck, and like his mic dropped. So like, they're taking us out one by one. They got the legendary bolts.
He's got his Hawaiian people pizzas on fire in the
Oh
oven.
god. Kill him and then light him on fire. It's terrible.
Shinsuke, I do have a small little thing. It's a little Twitter thing that happened between Shinsuke Nakamura and Ty Dillinger.
I'm back.
So,
we're talking about rumors right now.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura recently posted on Twitter, how high can you count? Or will you rise before answer? 1, 2, 10. No one is good all the time. Hashtag last man standing. So Ty Dillinger posted, did someone say 10? And then he said, sorry friend, but it's the ones who talk shit that are always the most afraid. So he talked their little shade at him, and then Shinsuke came back and said, what does counting accomplish if nothing is won? Is this your new hobby? So, looks like they're kind of going at each other. Oh, wow. Last one. I'm reading tweets. Shinsuke said,
what are we
wow,
become?
speaking of hobbies, Shin. Oh, no, Todd Dillinger. It was a good one. Todd Dillinger said, speaking of hobbies, I couldn't help but notice yours. Grabbing a handful of D's nuts.
Wow.
Good thing I'm a Canadian. I always wear a cup just in case hockey game breaks out. Now you be nice over there with your wandering hands. And then he's got a photoshopped face of Shinsuke on a nutcracker.
Jeez.
Okay, so also talks back on to add indie wrestling content to the WWE Network.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about indie wrestling that is gonna be on the WWE Network.
I might actually we just have a look at that.
Which promos are it? Is it again? Isn't it
I think it's
ICW?
I think it's like ICW and Progress Wrestling.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Progress. Those are actually
no,
two of the big upcoming promos.
We're talking about the ICW that had Gilbert versus James Ellsworth. You call it up and coming?
Oh
Yeah.
god, yep.
It's a joke.
I'm saying out of all the other promos that's out there, ICW and Progress are these that are like well known. Like what other promotions are you like really into? Like, do you know any other promotions that you heard of
Well, Impact and Ring of Honor are
that
obviously the
are around
big ones.
ICW and Progress Wrestling? I mean, what Defining? I mean, that's it.
There's
Like,
a
yeah, where
lot.
is
There's
it
like
though?
millions.
Yeah, there's
You just have to
I
know
know
where to
there
tons.
look.
is millions of other
Well, not that,
promotions, but you understand what I'm saying? I'm like,
Like New
tell me their
Japan.
do I
names.
understand the words that are coming out of your mouth?
Tell me the names.
Yeah.
Like, are they big enough that you heard about them in like
Ring of
rumors and
Honor.
whatnot in news?
Ring of Honor.
Like, no, they're
and
not
some
that
of
big
those
enough.
ones. Hey, well, I do actually have something to say. Chris Jericho has returned to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, no. Don't tell me like they've done this.
What, Ben?
May
What you got here?
21st. First ever all women pro wrestling crate announced.
Hmm?
Pro wrestling, what?
Crate.
Hang on. I will pro actually put
Crate.
this. You'll
I don't even
pro
know
actually
what Ben's
like
talking about. Ben's
once
talking
you
about
see
loot crates
this.
over here and whatnot. Anyways,
Once you see this, you'll be like, "What the fuck is they doing?"
talking about the Twitter shit you were talking about. What about that Carmella thing? About when they released like the top paid and the lowest paid superstars on the
Oh,
roster, and
Oh,
Carmella is
yeah,
one
that
of the
was big
bottom.
news.
Yeah,
Carmella and the Usos made less
yeah,
than R-Truth did.
yeah.
Like Jey Uso made less last year or this year than R-Truth made this year. And
Yeah,
I
it's
guess they
crazy.
think that, they're like, well, both of you put it together.
Well, that's because R-Truth does a lot of other stuff for the company. He's
Well, and also tag teams traditionally make less. But the one discrepancy was like, Sheamus makes like $500,000 a year more than Cesaro. He makes double what Cesaro makes.
God damn.
hmm.
Well, Sheamus did have
can't.
a great solo
Yeah,
career as well.
I'm not surprised by that at all. I would have
Yeah,
expected that.
but the most shocker here is well, not really most shocker, but the most shade that somebody got was Carmella. People are throwing shade at her because all her gimmick is, Mella is money, and people started throwing shade at her saying you're the lowest paid and shit. And she put a comment out there on Twitter and said, "Oh, only if you knew." And I was like, "Oh, maybe she is making some big money on the side or something. What's she doing, huh? What's she doing? Getting all this money from?" But yeah, that's that.
John
What I heard
Cena.
about. Oh, the John Cena thing,
Oh,
and
What, you mean how the
fucking
whole divorce or the whole non-marriage thing was just a work to sell tickets
yeah, just to sell.
and to get people to watch Total Divas? You mean that?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
no, Tito
yeah,
Bella's one, but it's like they've got like two different.
that's
Whatever it is.
I'm just like what are about?
it's total
Ah.
bells. Yeah, that's all that was.
Yeah, it's like what
somebody
if I like
snoring.
completely just falling asleep right now? I'm just like,
Oh, what are you guys doing that to be
What?
funny, or is someone legit snoring?
Huh?
Listen,
What is
everybody be
snoring?
quiet for a minute.
I think
No.
you're tripping. I ain't hear no
nah,
whispering.
I'm telling you,
no, I actually heard
I
someone
did too.
snore.
I'm not. I
You
swear to
guys are
God.
I
tripping,
haven't.
man. Sheep, did you hear something snore?
I did.
I
I
didn't.
heard it twice.
I ain't hear either.
Well,
I
I heard it,
swear.
but I'm pretty sure it was
I
one of you
swear it
guys.
wasn't me. I promise.
No,
I promise it
That
it
was
wasn't
was
me.
me.
not me either. Not me.
Anyways, any other big news here? I already
Hang on a
talked about
second.
the big cast thing and
Hang on a second, dude.
whatnot.
Wait.
I haven't heard much big news. I mean, we already went over how the pay-per-views are gonna be 4 hours long and whatnot.
Yeah. The $1 billion Fox deal.
Yeah. SmackDown going to Fox. There's been talk about, you know, the whole gimmick with Shinsuke, and there's been talk about McIntyre as well, and there's just been some names and recent rumors just talking about it. It's not really anything that is new. It's just been they talk about how they're gonna go with Drew McIntyre, how they're gonna go with Shinsuke, and then they're talking about the Lana thing. It's like, oh, is Lana gonna get a big comeback? I mean, this match that Lana had, is this like a future for her? Does is she gonna hold the title? Blah 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 and stuff like that. I've been seeing stuff like that, and about the whole Bobby Lashley thing too. How people are saying that since Bobby Lashley returned, it's just been disastrous, and there's ways that they can turn it around and whatnot. I don't know. It's been a lot of it's just been a lot of more talk on wrestlers and what they can do and what happening and whatnot than just new news or rumors or anything. I haven't seen anything else. I mean,
breaking news! NXT.
Alright, guys, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess we can pretty much wrap it up.
Yeah.
Ain't much to talk about for news and shit.
Yep.
Wrap it up, boys. It's a wrap.
Yep.
Sign us out, Street.
Alright.
Street.
Well, that was that Wrestling Podcast. What episode is this?
13.
Again? Episode
This is
12
episode 13. 13.
Episode 13, guys. Well, I was gonna say technically 14 because we did have that one non-episode, but it's our 14th video, podcast, I should say, and it's been great. I mean, we do like doing these, even though we have our differences, and we'll catch you guys in the next podcast next weekend, same time as always. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys.
See you guys.